better get ready. All right, y'all need to get ready right now. Now, I've been seeing in the last couple of days or so, I was gonna have a topic on a total different subject, but I've been seeing a whole bunch of tethers. I'm gonna call it what it is: a whole bunch of tethers and some Democratic shields. You know, I've been seeing that they're making a whole bunch of anti-FBA spaces, to calling us quote unquote divisive, saying that we're black MAGA, just a whole bunch of slander left and right. Okay. And now what's interesting is when I see it come up on my timeline. When I see it, I'll take a screenshot, and I got a bunch of little screenshots of the names and the people in the room. Now, what's interesting is that those will be the same people who will come up here and be all like, well, what does FBA mean? I don't know what FBA means. I don't know what none of this stuff means. I don't understand what's going on. Where's all of the hate and where's all of the division coming from? It's a one-sided argument. It's a one-sided thing. No, it's not. No, it's not. Because y'all be in these rooms. Y'all be bigging y'all selves up. Y'all be slandering foundational black Americans. That's what y'all be doing. Okay. And then when we say something to y'all, it becomes quote unquote being divisive or anti-African. And we just hate our African heritage, and we hate. No. We're not going to play that game. We're not doing that. We're not playing this little game where y'all get to say what y'all want to say, and then next thing you know, if we say something back to y'all, then all of a sudden the rules change and we got to be friendly and hands off and we got to be diplomatic. That's not how we're going to do this. Okay. So let me say this, because we already got people in the room, so we're about to get the conversation started. All right. Foundational Black Americans, FBA, that's what FBA means. Foundational Black Americans is just the name, okay, because everything got to be named. Everything has to be named. It is the name for our lineage, okay? That is it. It is not a political party. It's not a political movement, okay? It's not an organization. It's none of that stuff. You all know that, okay? The same lineage that was formerly referred to as African American, that is still legally, I will say, for the most part, referred to as African American. That is that, okay? So we have just collectively renamed the lineage, okay? We have renamed it. So it's the same ethnic group. It's not a different group. It's not an organization or a different tribe, a set of beliefs, a political thing. It's not none of that, all right? Because collectively speaking, we have understood that the word African American has been co-opted, okay? It is now problematic, all right? It has been infiltrated. So what we are doing now is we are retiring that word, and we have evolved and used something more specific to us.
I'm still listening, brother. Just because I'm teacup, I'm not gone. I'm just letting you know.
Okay. Yeah, we're retiring that word. We're retiring it. Even in the census is now being forced to delineate. I want to also say this too. We are not doing this in response to Africans or Caribbeans. Okay, this is something that needed to be done regardless, and that was eventually going to be done regardless. Now the thing is that in recent years we have risen the issue that's been going on for generations between us and the diaspora. Okay, we have had generational issues with the diaspora that's now being brought up to the forefront. This is not a new thing. This is not a thing that just came up a few years ago. This is an issue that we have been dealing with for a minute, for a while now, that now everybody is starting to talk about. All right. So even if we were hunky-dory and everybody was everybody and everything was everything, we would still have to distinguish ourselves. All right. Another thing I want to clear up, because we're going to have a panel and we're going to start, the panel in just a second. Another thing I want to clear up, it doesn't have anything to do with politics whatsoever. You
Oh
have
yes, it
some.
do.
Okay, Mr. Tetherman, just hold on for a second. I know you triggered. Hold on. It has not some FBAs, such as myself, sat on the couch last election, last few, didn't vote whatsoever. Some voted Republican, some voted Democrat, some voted third party. Okay, they still, everybody is still a part of the lineage. As long as you're a part of the lineage, that's what it is. It doesn't have to do with any political party, with any political ideology, with anything whatsoever. Okay, you any religion or anything like that. You got FBA's Muslim, Christian, spiritual. You got FBA's Republican, Democrat, third party, sitting out, all of that. Okay, so it is about the lineage. It's not a political movement. It's not an anti quote unquote African movement. It's not nothing. This is about our lineage. All right, and I'm seeing a lot of propaganda because you guys are trying to frame it into a group so you guys can justify attacking it, even though you guys had the same talking points before the term FBA ever came out. So this is not new. All right. So I want to get the conversation started. I've been kind of going off. Just wanted to let that groundwork out. So BX, if you can kind of just set the room and then we'll go ahead.
Right. So after I'm going to see if we could change the panel where it would give more space for two extra panelists. You'll still be in a big box,
Let me see.
but
Yeah,
it
let me
allows
do
for
that.
two more, and it's a little more comfortable to my eyes. Let me see. One moment. I think I got to do this first. Let me check it out, and then okay. So we here. You got to. There you go. I thought I had to walk you through it. Getting used to this. So I want to say this to everybody. I know that y'all are familiar with me. I do mod for a lot of FBA spaces. Some will shut you down. Some won't let you talk. Personally, me, I'm an echo chamber when I go live on my page. But here, Afro Elite allows everybody to join the panel and speak. What we do ask is that you be respectful, no trolling. I do recognize the trolls, but Afro Elite still would like to talk to you at times, right? So I just want to say that here is a different environment, and so I ask you all to be respectful to the guidelines I'm about to set. So when you come in the room and you request to come up, immediately go on mute until directed to speak. Once you are directed to speak, please state your race and ethnicity. What I mean by that is that my race is Black, my ethnic group is African American / Black American, and I culturally identify as a foundational Black American, aka FBA. What that means is that my ancestors can be found here in the United States of America between 1863 and 1865, which is our emancipation period, and found on the 1870 census. So if your ancestors cannot be found on any U.S. 1870 census, then you are not a Black American, right? So you shouldn't even identify as such. You would be where your country of origin is. Come on, guys. And that would be, say, you're Jamaican American, Haitian American, Nigerian American, Ghanaian American, and Ivorian American, I think, Ivory Coast, so on and so forth. If you are American Indian and you are of the U.S. soil and have been in this land where my ancestors been here with your ancestors, just stay American Indian. We get it because we know that y'all do not like the new labels. If you are Latino, then Mexican, Puerto Rican, Dominican, those are not races. They are ethnic groups. So if you present as white T, you are white T. If you are mestizo, say that I understand a little bit. And Afro Latina, please say that. And so we ask that you keep it TikTok friendly language, unalive, strange fruit, shmurda, hard candy, broccoli, or puffery, for the other stuff. Also in the chat, do not drop fruit emojis. Do not write I love the TikTok shop. And do not write cuss words. Do not say the N word. If you want to write it in the chat, use the ninja emoji. Look at the heart, the orange heart by Afro Elite's name. Kindly click that and complete the daily mission so that he can remain in the algorithm and it'll help his rankings. So I think that's about it for, constant engagement. Y'all got to keep liking. I know sometimes I stop, but when you remember, just keep liking. Please share the live out. Get some more people in here. We have 123 people in the chat and 4.3K likes. Let's get them up to at least 7K. All
Yeah.
right, y'all. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Thank you, thank you. So we have the For the Culture co-host here, Sister Zizi. I'll let her go ahead. Oh, she. Why you turn your camera?
Peace. How you doing, BX Afro?
How are you,
Doing?
VV?
I'm good. I'm good. Good to be here. Peace to the chat. Peace to the panel. I see the prop is, the prompt is what is that? Stop FBA propaganda,
Yeah.
anti FBA propaganda. Yeah, that's something I've definitely noticed. And you know what? Well, let me say that. Let me say this first. I have definitely noticed a rise in particular using the term I'm sorry, FBA in particular, which is a good thing that we do have it. You know, it kind of comes with the game of us popularizing and making the term more and using it more in everyday use and having more of us identify with the term. So it kind of shows the effectiveness that it's been having, the amount of anti FBA propaganda that's been going around, the amount of hatred that you've been seeing for it. It kind of shows the effectiveness that's been happening, the way that the way that it's spreading. So that's a good thing on one hand. But on the other, I like the fact that you brought up the fact that they try to make it seem like it's some sort of political group or organization or something. Like this is FBA is a lineage. So they do try to weaponize that, and that they try to make certain people the leaders or the faces, and it's like that's not how this works. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that we have to keep up these conversations where we're making it clear that this is a lineage. And it has nothing to do with any political affiliations or anything, because like you just said, there's Democrat, Republican, Independent, whatever. You can be whatever you want as FBA. It has everything to do with your lineage, not what your political affiliation is. So yeah, but it is kind of part of the game, though. You know, that's a tactic that the white supremacists are going to use, and their pawns, moreover, are going to try to use to try to downplay or dismantle us spreading this language. So yeah, we got to stay on the keep our foot to the pedal.
I agree 100%. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now you were saying a whole lot in the chat room. Try Bits. What's his name? Try Bigs. Or not you
Crab
saying
is.
yeah, you kept coming off the mic. So what's so important? What do you have to say?
I want to say first of all, you don't have to disrespect me earlier by saying what you said just because I said it is. I wasn't going to continue to talk while you were talking. I was just making a statement to what you were saying because I don't feel like it's relatively true.
Well, I was in the middle of speaking. If you would have waited, you disrespected me by coming off your microphone and interrupting me as the host. Okay. But what so yeah, you were in the wrong, not me. All right. And I didn't disrespect you. And I'm actually being very professional. But what did I say that was incorrect?
No need to talk with such passion. It's either here or there. But FBA isn't political.
It's not.
Can we have your ethnic group?
I'm American.
Where's your
Thank
family
you.
from?
I'm from Mississippi, Alabama, but I'm born in Chicago, but my lineage, Mississippi, Alabama.
Okay. Okay, Mississippi. All right then. So you're a foundational Black American then.
I don't know what that is. Well, what I know of it, I wouldn't represent myself with anything that Tariq Nasheed made up or had anything to do with it. But no, if that's just the way you calling yourself black and just saying you was here first. You still
One
black.
moment. So, are you when you say you're American Indian, correct?
If
Tribe.
you want to say that, yeah, yeah. American Aboriginal, been here, yeah, definitely.
Okay, thank you. All
So
right.
so you saying if, FBA is a political group? What is your gripe necessarily?
Um, First and foremost, when you do the name on the just what it is, right? FBA, and you do a background check, and you look up where Tariq Nasheed get this from, and you look up also, and I'm gonna take this somewhere. So if I'm talking too long, you could just interrupt me. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But I'm gonna end it. But I need you to have the full understanding of what I'm about to explain. And I don't
Okay.
want it to offend nobody because everybody think they got everything down pat what is going on. I've been knowing Tariq Nasheed for a while. Us in Chicago have been on people from the people jail.
You breaking
But
up.
on
You
the
breaking up.
topic
Breaking
of
You
the
got some
up.
name
bad
You're
FBA
reception.
breaking
top,
up.
Can you hear me now?
You broke up for a little while there. Yeah,
Yeah.
now we can. So I got
Okay.
a clarifying question. When you say you know him, not personally, but you've been following him since he's been speaking
No, we
on
we we know him
reparations and
and
things,
Dr. Umar. Yeah, we know him and Jermaine Shoemaker.
personally.
We know Tariq personally. We know him. He's been here
Okay,
Okay.
in
thank you.
Chicago a minute ago when he was a quote unquote IMP. Then I don't want to say the word on TikTok,
Okay.
but yeah, when he was preaching that until he jumped into this light, and then he started arguing with the Indian community who had more information, and then he wanted to step away from the African background that he would always preach and still mix it. He want to mix the substance. So he couldn't prove the American Indians, wrong. So he started to mix the substance. If you know what I mean by substance, he started mixing it. And now he comes out with FBA. Now, what I want to let you know as far as the FBA, there's a group called FBA, and it's called the Fellowship of the British Academy. Now, if you around a computer, you could do the research on the Fellowship of the British Academy, and you come to find out their mission statement and what they actually do. They deal with social and humanity science. If you don't know what social is, look it up. Humanity, look it up, and look up science, and then put it together. Now, they have been in charge of they started in 1925. They have been in charge of rewriting history in America. They have been in charge of every uprising, funding every uprising, whether it be us and mostly us, civil rights and everything that we had going on. This is a selective few of some of the most richest people in the world that deals with humanity, social and humanity science and uprisings. So they put money into what's going on right now, the Hebrew Israelites, the
Let
Moors,
me
the
ask you so you don't get
Black Power
derailed.
movement.
So
Go
we
ahead,
don't
brother.
get
Go ahead. Go ahead.
derailed. So we don't get
Go
derailed.
ahead.
What does that have to do
We
with
not derailed.
foundational Black Americans?
That's what
I'm,
I was.
I'm
I've
going
been
to
thinking that the
explain it
whole
to
time.
you, and I'm explaining to you why he made it that, why he capped it FBA. I'm trying to get there. You're not derailed. Just the guy that gave it to you is getting a check from the honorary member of the original FBA, and why you're claiming why he made it that way.
Mm.
Okay, so now when I'm telling you about this situation, they pay for every uprise. This is one of their uprise. This is you can get a check right now. The honorary member of the FBA Fellowship of the British Academy, which was at the time 1,600 of the most richest people in the world, that deals in the world by making uprisings. That's what they do. And they've been playing a lot in us here and rewriting our history and all. And here we go. The FBA honorary member is George Soros. He's the top of FBA. And you right now can dip, wait, listen to me, because I've been around this for a minute. You
Okay.
can dip into their non for profit, which is set up in America. And what they do, if you look at their mission statement, they arc and they make the leaders. They fund the leaders of people. They fund them. They make them, but you follow a certain criteria. And the FBA have been in charge. I don't care who laugh, but they don't know. They don't know. The FBA has been in charge of doing this for years. They are the ones, just to give you and I'm about to land my plane, just to
Mhm.
give you some input. You got a lot of quote unquote black people running around talking about America as Egypt, right? You got a lot of black people saying that Memphis is the Memphis in Egypt, and this is where it was at first. My
Mhm.
people is from what they call Kaskaskia, right by Wakanda, which is now called Cairo, right? Cairo, Illinois. And it was named that by Ulysses Grant from the $50 bill. So now they say, hey, we found the Sphinx in Memphis, right? The Sphinx in Memphis was found by a dude named Sir William Flanders Petrie. He's a part of the FBA and the FRS. They wrote this BS about America being Africa, America being Egypt. And I'm telling you that because I want you to understand the propaganda and what's actually taking place now of American colored people talking about, hey, we're FBA, hey, we're this. And you're just representing the title of something that they are funding. So no, you might as well just stay black, quote unquote, if you FBA because you're just black Americans. That's what you're saying. And I'm more than black. That's
Okay.
what I'm saying. So yeah, just to give you a history on it. But
Okay.
go ahead.
Well, let me respond to it. First off, you're gonna have to come with some type of receipts if you saying that somebody's getting paid under the table, which is what you implied. That there's some type of organization or some type of society or a group of people who are paying Tariq to push FBA under the. You're gonna have to come with. You can't just say that as a grown man. You can't just make claims like that with no proof. And what's also interesting and contradictory to what you're saying is that FBA, there can't be a leader of FBA because FBA is not a group; it's a lineage. Tariq is no more a leader of FBA than I am, than ZZ is, than BX is, than everybody else in here.
Yeah.
He is not the, and he said that several times. There is no leader here. This is not something Tariq can't tell FBA we're moving this way or we're doing this or whatever the case is. Now he's an influential person and he has been for a very long time before the term FBA was ever even invented or coined. He's been an influential individual, so yeah, people are going to listen to what he has to say, but he's not a leader. All right, this is not a group or an organization, so that contradicts what you're saying that this is being funded. Also, FBA, you said it's the whatever term you just used. FBA is an acronym for Foundational Black American. FBA is also an acronym for something else Amazon is doing too. There are different things referred to as FBA. Okay, you're using the fact that there's a different name with the same acronym or a different, I guess, title or group with the same acronym and saying that they're connected. This is not connected. We're not getting funded by George Soros. George Soros was funding the Black Lives Matter movement, something that we dismantled. All right. So no,
Before
that's
Black
not the
Lives Matter,
case
sir.
whatsoever. You're coming up here. What you're saying? I mean, talking about Wakanda. Do you know that's not real? Do you know Wakanda? There's no
What?
real place called Wakanda, right? Do
There's
you
no
know
real
that?
place called Wakanda? Is that what you're saying?
Wakanda.
Can we mute him though? Isn't that
I'm just
possible?
asking. No, I'm
Why
just
should he be
asking.
allowed?
Hold on. Don't stop doing that. Okay?
Oh.
Because if I'm talking to the guest, let me talk to the guest. Okay, you're coming up here. I mean, you plebiscite babbling. That's what you're doing. This is a bunch of babble. It's
Also,
almost concerning, to be very
No, no,
honest. It's
no, sir,
concerning.
sir. I don't mean to stop you, but you don't know. You never heard of Wakanda, Illinois, which is a county right now, which is a land in Illinois, like right
You
by
said it's
Cairo, Illinois,
Africa. There's
which is
Wakanda.
Kaskaskia.
Okay.
I never said it was Africa. I said my people are from Kaskaskia, which is southern Illinois, which is now Cairo, and there's Wakanda County, Wakanda
You
with a
didn't
C,
say
not a K.
Wakanda County. You said
County. It
Wakanda.
is,
You
but
said
it
Wakanda.
was the name. It was, sir. It was the name of the land before it was a county involved. It was the name of the
Okay.
area. It was the
Okay.
Wakandian Indians. Yes, and it still exists today. And you just said it don't. So you wrong.
Well, what I was referring to was the Wakanda from Black Panther, because that's what you kind of left it as. You didn't specify, and then everything else you said has just been dead wrong, and you have no proof to substantiate none
So
of
so
this.
so 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 okay. So let me give you some proof right now. I've
Hmm.
already explained
Give me
FBA. I
no.
already explained.
Give me the proof. Give me the proof.
Hold on. I am, sir. I
No.
am.
Give me the. I'm
I've
asking
already
for a very
explained.
specific.
Go ahead. Go
Stop.
ahead.
I'm asking for
Okay.
a very specific thing. Give me the proof that FBA is some type of under the table paid organization. Okay, that we're following some type of leader led by George Soros. That it's not a lineage. Is not a term for a lineage, that anybody is getting paid by George Soros for using the term FBA, because then that would be owed a check from George Soros, right?
You can tap into George Soros fund right now if you wanted to. A lot of them doing it. Dane Calloway, a lot of them. Charleston White probably doing it. They all doing it.
How?
Probably, because you're
How?
making a claim. No, you're
He
making a
has he has
definite
he has
stop.
you asking how.
You're making a
I'm listening.
definite claim. You didn't say probably. You made a definite
I ain't
claim.
say probably. I say they might be, and
No,
I say I know that he is. Tariq
no. Stop
Nasheed
doing that.
is.
Oh,
Come on
and
now,
you
don't
know
try to
that.
twist my words up. Like, yes, we know that. We
How
dealt
do
with
you?
this. That's
Okay,
what I
what is
say.
your
Let
proof
me let
of
me
that?
put some on you. Let me put some on you. You a new TikTok guy. I've been
No, I'm
around this
not.
shit
No, I'm
with
not.
all of
No,
these
I'm
guys
not.
for 10,
No, I
20
am not,
years.
dude. No,
You
I'm not.
are.
I've been
You
around
are.
for some years now. I just started
How
really
many
going
years?
on
How
TikTok,
many
but
years?
I've been around. And I've met Tariq on
How
several
many times
occasions.
you been in the presence of Tariq? Do you have a picture of yourself with Tariq?
Dude,
Do
okay,
you have
you
a
don't
picture
even
of
know who
yourself
you
where you look kind of
talking
way?
to. You
You
don't know who you
tripping.
You don't
talking
know these
to,
people.
You
dude.
tripping.
And I'm from Chicago too, nigga.
Where you
Okay, you know
from?
what? We not
Where
gonna
you
waste my
from?
time with you.
Where you from?
Okay.
I want to say this to everybody. Do
That's
you know?
insane.
So I have a business, right? And my acronym for my business, when I write it and I post it, and you know how you check the acronyms if you hashtag it. There's like so many other people with the same acronyms. And so sometimes we are in a monolith, but we sometimes think alike. And I believe Ish told me that's like symbiotic, where everybody has the same thought or the same action at the same time. So whereas George Soros might have been involved with BLM, that's their business. We didn't really support BLM, but we did support Black Lives Matter because Black Lives Matter. Does that make sense? The
Hmm.
hashtag. So not the organization. So we're not a lineage as for me, right? Tariq is somebody that I feel is an advisor. He keeps the pulse on what's going on. He knows history, and he is really for New York. That microphone check and kind of trying to set the history straight of how hip hop started. He's very instrumental and needed in certain areas. You understand? But he's not a leader. He's an advisor and an influencer, and he has connections to get us the information that we need so then we can then branch off into our own and apply it to our lives. Does
Hmm.
that make sense, Afro? I don't think that's
Yes.
a
Oh my gosh.
leader.
No, he's not. And no,
Yeah.
I let him talk. I let him talk. He was going all over the place. Now, apparently, FBA is some type of secret
Society.
Masonic
Oh
organization,
my
and we
god.
all getting paid. Now, when he said Wakanda,
Uh,
he didn't say Wakanda, Illinois. He was making this. He said we Africa or something. He
yeah, I
said
thought he
something
was
like
talking
that,
about
and
Wakanda.
I'm all
Wakanda,
like,
yeah.
"What are you talking about?" All right.
Yeah. And then he said, "Do you got a picture with Tariq?" Nigga, that nigga sound he lost me. I'm not really. I was trying to lock in on what he was trying. Nah. Hey, look, let me just give let me just say this right now while we still in the beginning. Your problems with Tariq ain't got shit to do with us. Your problems, your critiques, that has nothing to do with FBA. FBA is derived from I don't know what the hell he was talking about, fellowship of British Academy, whatever. Okay. Tariq, from his own mouth, said that he derived that from Dr. Claude Anderson's native Black Americans. So can we just keep it where we're at? We don't got nothing to, you don't even have to like Tariq to be FBA. This has nothing to do with Tariq Nasheed. So I don't know what niggas is getting up here and talking about and going on Tariq for like he's here. And yes, he do got pictures with Tariq Nasheed. Nigga, I was there. I see, we'd all met each other. He's real. We didn't all, yeah, it's happened. I can attest to that. But that has nothing to do with foundational Black Americans. We're talking about anti-FBA propaganda, not anti-Tariq propaganda, not your problems with Tariq. It has nothing to do with foundational Black Americans. So if you got some sort of problem with him, go to that Negro's live and talk about him. He's on X Spaces all the time. Okay, go up on there and talk to him about it. It's no reason to come over here and bring that over. We got nothing to do with that. God, that's insane.
When you come up here as a grown person and you start saying that people are getting checks in the organization and all of that, and you have no proof of that whatsoever,
Come on.
you got no proof of that, and then you trying to make it seem like this is connected or no, it's not. And then he brought up something with the American Indian thing or whatever the case is. Tariq is not the person who started that. That's been a thing for generations that our
Yeah.
people have been here. Okay. Now Tariq has said that in several of his documentaries, but not by himself. There is actual now scientific proof that there were black people here before Columbus. That's actually a very known fact that people gaslight and act like is not true, but is actually very true, and everybody really knows it's true. To be honest, it's just folks, the $5 tribe, want to gaslight and act like that's not true, but we know that's true. So this ain't no grift or stealing nothing or whatever the case is. We know it, and that's already been proven like a decade or two ago. So we don't even need to, y'all just coming up here gaslighting about that at this point. All right. But we can continue with the conversation. We can continue with the conversation. I think the next person was Detroit to Miami. Detroit to Miami. You can unmute yourself. Okay, if we're not gonna get to Detroit to Miami, then let's get to cousin Uncle Grampy.
Greetings, panel.
How
First and
you
foremost, to the panel again, I say greetings. I didn't understand where he was going. I really didn't. He got to talking about George Soros and cutting the check. All I wanted to know was where do I apply to get my money? Because if that's the case, I need to know. But the idea or the fact, for me, in its simplest terms, when it comes to delineating from the rest of the American diaspora, we are not immigrants to this country. That is the difference. And everything that they try and do seems to be to try and make us immigrants. And I am not going to allow for someone from somewhere else to say that we are of an immigrant's class and or status. We are foundational to the building of this nation. We are foundational to the laws of the land. We are foundational to the buildings within this country. And for those of us who know that, we are not going to let that slide by us.
mm-hmm.
But it amazes me when I hear these people out here espousing this idea. And I do believe that a significant part of it is now coming from the Democrat Party because they need to have us divided in order for us, or should I say for them to win. Because as long as they can get those within the community divided, that's how they win. It really is. So I'm just saying be aware, be alert, stay on point, and do not forget that you are a valued member of the B1 Brigade.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Let me see. Detroit to Miami. Are you with us? Oh, he's paused. Okay, we're gonna have to move on then. Oh, you here?
One moment. Oh, he's here. Okay.
Or
Go
BX, you
ahead,
want to say something?
Detroit. Yes, so so we do have somebody who's known disrespectful
Mm-hmm.
to FBA. She is in the chat calling us a hate group, and some of the
Abby.
family members kind of want her. Yeah, kind of want her. One moment, Abby. One moment. I'm getting guidance from the host. Some of our family, FBA family, would like her dropped because of the disrespect that she spews on other platforms. So the call is on you, Afro.
I want to. And I brought her up to prove a point. So Abby, actually, Detroit, brother, just hold on for a second. Abby, you've been saying a lot in the chat room. What's on your mind, Abby?
I mean, it's just an opinion. I know some people are taking it as disrespect, but I do want to understand if this is only for FBO people, because when BX came up earlier, she said this is a platform for everybody to come and express their
What do you
opinion,
want
right?
to express? What do you want to express? First off, where are you from again? I forgot.
Oh, I am, my ancestry is Malian, so I'm
Somalian.
I'm Mandingo.
You're
So
you.
my
What did you
is
say?
right. Mandingo.
Mandingo.
Mandingo. Okay. And what do you want to express? Because you've been loud
So
in the chat. What do you want to express?
I wanna, because this propaganda thing, I wanna understand more what is the focus. Because what I've been seeing and I know people are telling me it's a lineage, but
Mm-hmm.
what has been out there is more hate. And then people are
Mm-hmm.
telling me it's not a group. So I've just studying and understanding it is a group if not everybody is claiming to it.
Oh,
So
okay.
how can it be a lineage? Like, let's say an African American, that's not a group, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's like kind of like a lineage. FBA, if people are coming to me and saying, no, I don't associate myself with African American,
Mm-hmm.
with FBA, I am African American,
Mm-hmm.
but others are
Yeah,
saying it's
some
a
people are,
lineage.
yeah. And some
Yeah.
people don't like using the term African American. They use American Negro or Black American. Is Black American a group versus FBA being a group? Okay, you wouldn't call anything else. Nothing else is called a group. All right. You know what's funny, Abby? And I brought
My
you up
thing,
here. I already
no,
I
my thing
stopped.
is, what is the focus? That's my thing
There's
of
no
FBA.
focus. There's no
That's
focus.
too broad
There's
a
no
question
focus.
to
Hold on,
ask,
hold on,
dear.
hold on.
Okay.
There's no focus because it's a lineage. We have our own individual thoughts and opinions. And right now, we have a group of people who are of the same lineage who have the same type of thoughts and beliefs. Okay. You have some who do, some who don't. Just like you have people in your community who believe what you believe, and then you have people who don't. That's what an ethnic group is. There's no focus of an ethnic group. You're not gonna say, well, what's the focus of where'd you say you were from again? I keep forgetting.
I am Mandinka.
Mandingo. Where's the focus? What's the focus of Mandingo? What is Mandingo's agenda?
But so
You
my
wouldn't say that
question,
of them. You
my
wouldn't say
question
that
now is,
about them. No, stop it, Abby. You wouldn't say that about them. So that's why you're not gonna say that about us. Because we're a lineage and we're gonna be treated as no less than a lineage, a Mandinka. Yeah, you wouldn't yeah. So it's the same. Now what's funny, Abby? Hold on, is that I keep seeing you in a lot of these anti-FBA rooms, and I just be scrolling through, be all like, damn, there Abby goes again. Okay, scrolling through there. You be spending a lot of time on TikTok, Abby. I be
yeah, I'm
scrolling
bored.
through and I be like, damn, there you go again. And then you come over here and play dumb as hell. And this is like the fourth time you done did
What is
this.
dumb?
Okay, you are
What do you
stop,
mean by
stop it,
dumb?
Abby, stop it. Because you came on our panel at least about 4 times before. Right, BX? Am I wrong? This is about the fourth time you've
You're
come up
not
here.
wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I want to say,
You guys don't
Afro?
want
One
Oh
minute,
no,
outside.
no,
Abby.
no. Hold
One
on.
minute. 1 minute. You know what it is? They don't understand reclassification because African American technically wouldn't be an ethnic group or ethnic group name if FBA isn't. We're reclassified. She wouldn't understand that because she's not Black American, no matter how much she wear the wigs, the makeup, and the press on nails, okay, and talking our vernacular. She's not Black American. So our
Insult.
reclassification, yeah, because you're down there calling us a hate group, and I give pushback to that. So here goes. She's not foundational Black American. She's not of the lineage. This is how you can live amongst us and still not know us. We are a reclassified people. And so if foundational Black American is not a lineage, but a group, so is African American. Because we were reclassified to that on a whole, nationally, since 88. And we're putting that to rest, Abby. So please stop playing in our
Yeah.
faces. Listen to understand, not to just respond for a few chuckles, because that's all this is for you.
Now, Abby, when you're in the Nigerians' rooms, and the Nigerians are talking about how much more educated they are, and how much better they do when they come to America than us, are they a hate group? Are Nigerians a hate group, Abby? Or are Jamaicans a hate group, Abby? Are you going to have the same standard with them, or is the standard with us different, Abby?
So they're not going on panels saying Nigeria.
No, because I no,
Now they're
Abby,
doing it.
no, stop that. I've seen you. I've seen. That's why I let you come up. I've seen you in those rooms, and they sitting up there talking about we got an identity crisis. We are lazy. Okay, we want to be the white tea man and everything, and we hate who we really are. And I've seen you in the room. You be caca and kikiing in those rooms, Abby. So are they a hate group? Because what they're saying is against us. Are they a hate group for saying that they do better than us? Or are they a hate group for saying that we hate no their
They're
success and we jealous
they're
of them? Are they a hate group, Abby?
they're hateful people. I wouldn't say they're a group.
So they're hateful people, but we're a
I mean,
hate group.
it's both ways. But so if they're saying these things, they're a hateful individual. But you guys
Uh-huh.
are organizing yourself as a group.
No,
So
no,
it's rather than as an individual person being
how
hateful.
how are you guys not organizing as a group? Y'all in a whole panel full of people. That not a group, Abby?
Because you guys are labeling FBA doesn't like, you're writing things. So
Well,
you guys are coming together.
y'all saying the same thing. No, Abby, you moving the goalposts now. Come on, don't do that.
What
Don't do
qualifies
that.
something to what
Don't.
qualifies a group to be a hate group?
Yeah,
What are
hold
the
on, come on,
qualifications?
because
When they
you're in
organize
the room, and
themselves
it's
to
not just been
just talk
Abby.
about.
Abby, it ain't been one. I've been seeing you, Abby, and I'm glad you came up here. I've been seeing. I'm like, there go Abby again. And every time you come up here, and this is about the fourth time,
But I'm
you
not
be playing
hateful.
Abby. Stop. Hold on now. Every time you come up here, you be playing like, I just don't understand. What are you guys doing? What's the goal? You came up here 4 different times on the same thing, playing like you don't know what we doing, playing like this is a group that you just heard and all you see is us hating on y'all and you don't be doing nothing and you be innocently standing by, and then here comes FBA just hating on you. And then I be scrolling through and I be seeing you in all of the rooms that be you be chomping at the bit to get in those rooms, Abby. Okay, so are they a hate group too? Are you a part of a hate group, Abby?
If I'm hateful, I'm just hateful as a person, but I'm not a group.
Are you
What I'm
hateful?
trying
Are
to
you
say,
hateful? Are you hateful as a person?
I just respond. I try to be really respectful unless I get disrespected. I've never really said anything about FB. I'm just trying to understand you guys' message. That's it. Whether it's a
Okay, well,
hate group against
what is the message?
Africans,
What is the message,
Lying.
Abby?
She's lying.
Abby? What is the
She has
message
said
of
something.
Africa? What is the message of Africa when they make hate spaces about FBA? What is their message?
lack of understanding. Maybe they just, if they make hateful stuff, that they understand. Like, what did you say? Things like, you guys are what?
I
I don't
want y'all
know.
to understand. We got a whole bunch of people in the room. This is why I let Abby up, because Abby keeps coming up and playing dumb. Abby will come up and she will be all like, I just want to understand, what do you guys hate us for? What are we doing? I just don't get it. This is Abby's like 4th time, and Abby be in all our rooms. She's come up about 4 times, but damn near every time we go live, Abby's in the chat room. I see her all of the time. So Abby knows exactly what she's doing. Abby comes up here all of the time, and then I see Abby on panels in other rooms, and they be sitting up there saying everything against us. We got our father's not in our life. You know what I'm saying? We got
What,
single
me?
mother issue. Abby,
I
stop.
say that?
Our father, stop it. We don't have no real culture like that. We want to be the white tea man, and we hate Africa. We pretending, and you be ha ha and kikiing and laughing and pressing the little buttons and the hearts and stuff. I'm like, okay, Abby, all right then. And then you
I
want to
say
come up
that?
here and be all like, well, they're hateful individuals, but we're a hate group. Okay.
But
So
do I
why,
say
if you're
all?
not hold on, Abby, if you're not a hateful person, why are you hanging around hateful individuals?
Because I'm just trying to understand. I don't
What are you
believe
trying to
people can
understand?
be.
Well, help
I
me
don't believe
understand,
Hold
people
Abby.
on,
can
Abby,
Abby,
what
be.
are you trying to
I don't
what are we
believe.
supposed to be hating?
I don't believe people can be in, like, just for no reason. So I'm really just trying to understand. Like, what did we
Abby,
do?
stop, Abby. Cut that
Actually,
out.
please, can I jump in here? So I want to give everybody the characteristics of a HATE group, right? So they would write laws and legislation that would deny you the freedom of religion, the right to a fair and decent education, the right to housing, the right to financial institutions, fair loans. They will burn crosses on your lawn. They will strange fruit you for the color of your skin. Like foundational Black Americans voicing their displeasure with the Black immigrants isn't hate. It's saying that y'all have overstayed y'all welcome and y'all have never been in alliance with us. So maybe y'all should rethink things or things could get worse. Meaning, Trump could remain in office or people like Trump for the next couple of, I don't know, 60 years, the same amount of years we gave to the Democrats. That's not hate, honey. That's self-preservation. And until we stop unaliving y'all, we ain't hating on y'all, but we do know that just recently Africans have been accused of trying to traffic children right here in America. The videos are right here on TikTok. And one lady even asserts that somebody tried to kidnap her sister in a YT van. And we still ain't calling y'all a hate group. Because we understand that individual sadistic people do individual things. But what we have a problem with is people like Abby who dresses in our aesthetics and then turn around and tell us she's the full mother. She's from the motherland. She's full African. Or people like Abby that comes up here and accuses us of being a hate group. Let me explain something to y'all, FBA. We know that we're not an organization or a group. It's a reclassification that we're telling the government you can no longer rename us. This fits us. This works for us. Our movement is delineation, Abby. Listen close. Because every ethnic group does it. The Asians do it, the Latinos, the small hats, and whoever, even the Africans do it, right? Delineation is disaggregating our numbers and working with other foundational Black Americans to keep the dollar, right? The dollar that we so willingly give to everybody else, that the AU want a part of it. Made us a part of a sixth state, and we ain't vote on this. 43 million people, you can't have all of us, honey. Take the Pan-Africans and go. But back on track, to keep the dollar within our communities, we are simply practicing group economics amplified to include disaggregating our numbers. And there's nothing wrong with that, because these other ethnic groups aren't entitled to what we're demanding for our ancestors: forced labor, great, and fights with the Triple K, who is a hate group, and they've been declared that by the government. They're also in our law enforcement, which shows why we get unalived at higher rates, and we're also arrested at higher rates, but exonerated at even higher rates. So before you come up here spewing hate group, go research what it is. And this is the problem I have with people like Abby. But because I'm vocal and you can't back me into a court, oh, Abby, don't, no, we not, no. The same way you trying to label us a hate group, because I know what that implication means, because I know my history. I'm going to come at you full force until you understand that hate doesn't describe us, but it will describe an African, because they're the actions that they are doing to us.
I'm gonna say
Okay,
this.
thank
We're not
you.
gonna hold on, Abby. Hold on.
And
I'm gonna
good
say
night.
this. This is why I let you up, because I knew what you were gonna do, because you do it every time you come up. I knew what you were gonna do, and you do it every single time you come up. And this is what they all. And I want everybody in the chat room, everybody who's gonna watch on YouTube, I want you guys to understand this. They will come up and they will ask questions that they know the answer to. They know FBA is not no group, is not no hate group. They know that, but they sit up there and be all like, what do you guys want? What did we get? What do we do? What's the problem? I don't understand. All of this, they don't understand. Where did FBA come from? Where are we going? What did we do wrong? They all know. They all know. Abby, don't you be in here all the time. Tell the truth. You be in here all of the damn time. Every time we go live, you up in here. Even if we're not talking about Africans or the diaspora, you up in here, Abby.
Well,
So
I would
you
like to
know. You
apologize
know
for
what it
the
is.
that full African comment. Even I'm not fully African, BX. So you always bring that up, and that was
No,
wrong.
Tell you
no,
what,
stop.
1 minute. Let me explain why. Because of no fault through our ancestors' own, the ones that they birthed would not be fully so-called African, for the simple fact of great, right? Because they were captured
Okay.
and traded, right? So when you do that, you diminish the experience. I don't play about
Yes,
my
you're right.
ancestors, and
You're right.
everybody will tell you that I'm quiet until you disrespect my ancestors. That's all.
You're right, and
So please
I'm
don't
sorry to
diminish
hear
their
Okay,
that.
okay. Oh,
experience. Thank
look,
you.
look. We
Thank
got a
you.
lot of
Thank you.
people
I'll
who want to
digress.
speak. We have a lot of people who want to speak. Abby, I think you need to be quiet. I'm gonna let Zizi go ahead, and I think this is her first time interacting with you, and she looks like she got something she want to say, and then we're
Uh,
gonna move on.
Honestly, I'm just a little confused. First of all, what does she mean she's not fully African? Are you African and like? I know she's an African FBA. Is she African? Are you African or
No,
something?
I don't know. I don't even know what fully African is, to tell you the truth.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
So you're an
So I don't even
anti-black
know what.
troll, is what it sounds like. Because most of the people that come in here and say things like that, who have all these disingenuous questions, playing dumb is a part of
That
the
was a
game
long
and it's
time
time
ago.
wasting. I don't want to waste any more time with you. Clearly, you don't know what the hell you. I mean, you just up here trying to detract from the conversation. So yeah, I mean, I don't really have nothing to say to her. You can drop it, to be real. It's a waste of time.
All
Abby,
right.
how old are you?
Well, good night.
How old are you, Abby?
I'm 31.
Damn.
31 in here trolling is crazy.
No, I'm not. I'm really just trying to understand where you guys
Abby,
are
stop
coming
it.
from and
Stop.
what the
See, and
hate is on
that's why you're
TikTok.
not in your
Abby,
homeland.
there's
Y'all just be
nothing in the
lying all the
African
time.
diaspora for us to hate.
I'm
What
weak.
what are we
So
supposed to be?
respectfully.
You have to be
Why are
jealous.
we all
You have to be
fighting?
jealous in order to hate, which
So
means you have to have
Okay, how
something
about
that
why
is
we all
envy for us
respectfully.
to hate.
And you know,
Respectfully.
ignorance is
Abby,
not an excuse for hating.
Respectfully, please, please.
Okay.
You're allowing her to
one
do what
minute.
she intends to do.
1 minute,
She intends
Jordan.
to
It's
Okay.
too late.
Look,
We already
I
here.
want y'all to
But listen.
understand. We know what we're doing here. Okay. Allowing her to expose herself is reinforcing what we are saying. Okay, because when they come up in here and they expose the fact that they're deliberately anti-FBA, that reinforces everything we're saying. This is reinforcement of everything we're talking about. Abby, you are going to continue to play dumb until I said I saw you in other rooms doing the same thing, talking about us. You're going to play innocent until I stop that. And all these tethers do that. They all play dumb. They all play innocent until I said, no, Abby, I've seen you. And I got screenshots of you in other rooms. So now you're saying that, oh, well, they're hateful individuals, but we're a hate group. So now you're moving things around. See, that's what they don't understand, or that's what they're trying to hide. Okay, they all come in here and they all play dumb, and that's just been exposed. That's been exposed, Abby. All right. So and that's exactly why I let you come up here, because I knew what you were going to do, because you do it every time. And what you have done, even though you didn't mean to, but what you have done is you've beautifully proved our point right. You beautifully proved our point right, because you're not denying. Notice, y'all, she never denied one single time being in those anti-FBA rooms. Not one single time did she deny being in an anti-FBA room, laughing with them, joking with them. And I specifically told you some of the things that they were saying. She never denied being in those rooms, but she's going to come over here and act confused. So, look. She
Yeah, and even if she did deny
She
it,
never denied that. All right.
even
Do
if
y'all
she did
notice that?
deny it, she would just be a liar on top of being a troll.
Gotcha. But
Of
Titan
course.
said that
Of course.
she did something with her husband. I don't know what they did on live, but I guess it was offensive to FBA.
I wouldn't
But
be
well,
surprised.
she exposed herself, Tea Time, and I believe you. If you said she did it, I know she did
I
it, because
100%
Abby
believe.
just be doing too much.
And
Yeah.
Hi, good evening.
let me say this too, because ignorance or stupidity is not an excuse for hatred or HAT. You know what I mean? That's not an excuse for you to come in a group, come into rooms. Because if you truly don't know if you're, and that's how you can tell that she's a troll or she's being disingenuous or she's an agent of chaos, whichever. You can tell that though, because you're not going to come into a space and just automatically come in with assumptions. You're going to come in with questions, genuine questions. Not, oh, you guys are a hate group, and then move the goalposts when you make a valid point. Because if she was in these other groups, like she in these other spaces, like you said, and she was in these other groups were spewing hateful things towards FBA, then it would be an easy connection for her to say, like, oh, okay, well, no, you guys wouldn't be considered that. You guys would just be, okay, yeah, I see what you're saying. But the fact that she kept trying to move the go, it's like, come on. You trolls, we're not going for the playing stupid, playing dumb nonsense. That's trolling. We're not doing that.
Hi, good evening.
Hold on. Like I said, hey, we professional. We've been doing this for a minute. Somebody said we knew the TikTok. Oh no, we've been around. We've been around and we know what we're doing. Okay. We know exactly what we're doing. But we're gonna continue with the conversation. Detroit, I appreciate your patience, brother, but you got it. You got it now.
All good, bro. But yeah, the anti-FBA propaganda is rampant right now. They label us as a hate group, making all type of crazy projections, and they using like anti-FBA hate as a way to disparage like all Black Americans. Like if you listen to the stuff that they say when they trying to combat
Brother.
FBA,
I know, I'm about to mute him. He's tripping.
yeah, the stuff that they say when they trying to combat FBAs, it's
This
offensive to
stuff is
all
not
Black
muting, and
Americans.
I don't know what's going on. We're gonna have to let you back up.
Yeah, I'm trying to mute it myself. I thought it's showing that I'm on mute.
When I pressed it, that's
Let
what
me
it said
see.
too. It was
Yeah.
already muted.
Okay.
It's a delay, but I just pressed it and it said it'll turn off in a few seconds. Let's see.
So I apologize, family. Please forgive me.
It's
Okay.
okay.
Okay, I got
It's
it.
okay, cousin.
All right, Detroit, you got
No,
it.
Yeah, like
it says it's turned off.
they use like combating FBA as an excuse to just vent all day anti-FBA vitriol, and they didn't even get a pass for it. But they actually turning away a lot of the Pan Africanists who try to come over and chastise us for delineating. Like they turning off a lot of the Pan Africans because when they say like when they talking about FBA, they say like stuff about baby mama or us being in jail. Like you're not just talking about quote unquote what you consider a group FBAs. You're talking about all Black Americans, and they realize that. So you turning off a lot of Pan Africans too. And I'm like, that's to our benefit.
Yeah. Notice that criticism for us is rooted in stereotypes that they've been saying. All of the anti-FBA stuff, this ain't none of this stuff new. This stuff has been going on. So that's why I said earlier in the live, they be making it seem like there's this diaspora war that just popped up. Oh no, a lot of this stuff has been going on for generations. It's
Yeah,
just now we got
and,
platforms and TikTok
and
and stuff
Africans
like that to
feel
really speak on it.
Africans feel like specifically targeted, like they're the only people who are getting like this type of energy from FBAs. I'll tell them, like, this is not specific to Africans or to immigrants or to Latinos. Like, this energy is for everybody. Like, anybody who like disrespects us or like tries to disparage us in like public discourse in the media, like, we're gonna come against you hard every time.
Yeah.
And that's what y'all don't like. Like, y'all not used to being fact checked and shamed in real time. But we're not waiting to do it. We're gonna do it right in the spotlight. As you like verbalize the disrespect, that's when you're gonna feel the pushback. Where we're gonna always push back harder than the vitriol we receive.
That's true. They so used to throwing stones from a glass house and then not receiving anything. That's their problem. Now everybody's getting a taste of their own medicine. And it's not just from the diaspora. Hispanics, Asians, the Democratic Party, everybody is getting a taste of their own medicine. Everybody is getting what they deserve now. Okay. Now it's everybody's getting what they deserve, and now people are acting like we doing them wrong because they're not used to us pushing back against our abuse. Okay, we've been talked about, we've been abused. Okay, we've been disrespected, and now we're finally, collectively speaking, now we're finally giving them the same energy. Okay, and they acting like, oh, what are you doing? This is a hate group. Or okay, all right, okay. And then they be in the rooms reinforcing, and I'm glad because you're reinforcing why we need to delineate. You're reinforcing why we have this issue with you guys.
Like the
Every time
American
y'all come up and do that, you reinforce why we have this issue.
like the American government, American people, the black diaspora, like they all are gonna witness and see how and if progress will happen without our participation.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. That's very true.
It's
Very
not going
true.
to happen. Because none of them can mobilize enough people or drive a message to the home how we can. That's why every time there's any cause going on in the world, everybody feels entitled to our advocacy because they feel like our advocacy is the only thing that's going to like bring them to the finish line because we are like the moral arbiters of the world.
That's
We be
true.
on the right side of history every time.
Mm-hmm. And what they're realizing, whether this is the situation with Palestine, whether this the situation with ICE, whether it's any type of they had the No Kings protest. Nobody's talking about that. They understand that foundational Black Americans are the only people who can take them over the finish line. They can't make it over the finish line without us. And the second we say, you know what, we're kind of gonna mind our own business, we're indifferent. They can't make it. That's why they be all like, "Come on, Black and
But
Brown.
they needed to make a
Remember Black
song,
and
make a
Brown. We got the same."
hashtag,
Nah,
make
nah,
an
nah, nah.
Instagram
They
trend. They
can't
needed to
do
do
it.
something.
Yep. Let's get to some of the other people who want to speak. I want to get to Jordan's mom.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well. I always like to give a disclaimer when I give a little commentary. These are my opinions. They don't reflect any opinions of the host. It's never my intent to offend anyone. I wanted to give a different perspective. I'm not a member of any group or any organization. I am just a Black woman born on these shores. My father was born here. My grandfather was born here. My great grandfather, and so was my great great grandfather, born here, buried here, in the same place where I live. It is my duty, you know what I'm saying, as their child, you know, to bear witness to what they did. Their labor went unpaid oftentimes. People benefited from their suffering. So you pay homage to them. For me, FBA is a way to delineate me and my family from people who did not endure the same suffering on these shores, who are not the same as me. What I find problematic is this. All of the things that you all have said today are very true, host. All of those things. But I want to add something to the soup for you, if I can, with your permission. I think that you need to remember that FBA When all the chips fall, when they fall, FBA is the thing that will save you. Because when everybody gets sent home, we will be here. We will be here because we were born here. Our father was born here, and our father's fathers were born here. There's nowhere to ship us because we were born here. No matter good or bad, no matter good or bad, whatever this country is, I'm one person and this is my story. And what I say in this matter is that I don't know of any place else as a Black woman I could have been born and chosen where I wanted to live, chosen who I wanted to marry, work where I wanted to work, live how I wanted to live. I don't know of any other place. As bad as it may be, all the things that go on here, it still affords me more freedom than any place else. And it also affords me the ties to my family. For that, I am immensely grateful. And I will always honor them, you know what I'm saying, by being and announcing that I am FBA. Because it is my family's blood that was on these soils. Their hands, you know, were calloused from the toiling that they did. Both sides of my family. Remember this, whenever the thing goes on, whenever the moment comes, it's going to be that we're treated differently than they are. They're going home. And I don't think they want to talk about that part. All of them are going to have to go home. That is the difference between us and them. So if they can blur the lines, it's to their advantage. Please remember that. They have a vested interest in trying to blend in. Let me say one other last thing. I read an article some time ago about a man. I cannot pronounce his first name, but his last name is Dennis, and you all know who he is. He owns Essence Music. He owns Essence.
Richard Lou Dennis.
Yes.
I think his name is. Okay.
Yes, and my apologies, I can't pronounce his name, so forgive me. But I read an article some time ago, and it wasn't really relevant at the time. And then when everything started to unfold, I started to put some things together. There's also a financial arm. There is a cyber arm. All of these people are trying to put their claws into the Black American dollar, to pull it out of the United States and put it someplace else because they have no one to prey upon. I want all of you all to think about what I'm about to tell you. Think about how many times you got an email and the email said, I'm going to send you a check. You deposit this check for me and you can keep this amount of money. Think about how many times somebody hacked into your Cash App. Think about now how many times people have the scams that they sell. Think about Simon Gabadia. He has a multi-million-dollar scam industry where they're selling policies that have no value. And so he got deported for that. Think about the fact that the State Department has a travel ban for people from particular countries from Africa because of the scams that they're running on Black Americans, not on all Americans, on Black Americans, FBAs. There is something in it for them to blur the lines, to try to make it seem as though they're the same as us. Because if where they came from was so wonderful, they wouldn't have come here. And I'm going to park my car right there.
Nobody leaves their country to come to some place they think is worse at all. Nobody does that. And I like the way, nobody does that. And they do have an interest. Now, that's why you're seeing people talk about, I'm a first-gen Black American. I'm a first-gen African American. Words that they used to shame us for. I remember that. We used to be shamed for saying, man, y'all just Black. Y'all just African American. Y'all don't really know where you come from. And they used to wear their nation like a badge of honor. Oh, with the flags and the bio and all that stuff. Now nobody want to be an immigrant no more. Nobody want to rep where they really from no more. Okay. We starting to see that now. We starting to see that. But thank you, sister. I appreciate you. Let's get to FBA soldier.
What's up, Afro? What's up,
How,
panel?
how you doing? How you doing?
Good, good. Yeah, so you guys hit everything on the nail, so I'm gonna just be real quick. Um, definitely. So yeah, the reason why they come up here being disingenuous is because they have to be, because they know that Black Americans for a long time we have been very gullible and have allowed ourselves to be put into this one-sided exploitative relationship with the diaspora, and that's what they're trying to protect. And they know that we're absolutely righteous and justified in delineating from that exploitative relationship. So all they can do is come up and just lie and try to throw dirt on us, try to discredit us, try to say that we're a hate group, that we're xenophobic, that we're paid by George Soros that the American government has to put out agents to divide people who are already divided 3,000 different ways in their homelands. The CIA needs to attack people who come to this country seeking a better life and are doing so well and successful in this country and don't see any oppression because I'm not new to TikTok either. And I remember a year ago, a year or two ago, I would see a bunch of immigrants doing lives about there's no oppression in America. So the CIA needs to fight against those people, right? Because we know the African immigrants and the Caribbean immigrants, they're just so pro-black and they're just always protesting against the government, right? Which no one has ever seen. So yeah, the CIA, they need to stop these pro-black immigrants who come to America seeking a better life. It's just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? It's just like they don't understand that they're contradicting themselves at every point. And the reason why you have to contradict yourself is because you can't tell the truth because the truth is that FBA is absolutely righteous for delineating from you, and we are the last group of black people to delineate from being just black people. Everybody else has their own name, their own tribe, their own nation that they identify with, other than being black or other than being African something. We are the last group to do that. You know what I'm saying? So they have to they have to do these reaching disingenuous arguments because that's the only way they can try to just what they're trying to do is they're trying to use these weak debate fallacies of using semantics by saying that we're different than black Americans, we're different than African Americans. You know what I'm saying? They have to do these guilt by association by saying, yes, you guys are working for the YT man, you're spewing right wing talking points, and they have to poison the well by saying we're a hate group. All of these are just weak elementary school, middle school debate team fallacies. And it's very weak, and it shows that they're losing and they're becoming unhinged. They're getting on these panels more and more, and they're crashing out because they see that they just can't stop this. And I'll just land there.
Yep, that's true. That's true. It's always a new argument. At first, we some fringe group of people online, and we don't really matter that much. We're not really that significant. Then we're Black MAGA. Okay. Now then they said now we're getting paid by George Soros. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So it's always something because ultimately everybody knows. Just like I was trying to make the point and prove with Abby. Ultimately, everybody knows this is a lineage. Nobody thinks anything different. Nobody's really confused. Okay. FBA has been around for long enough for everybody to understand what's going on. And everybody understands the page collectively that Black America feels. Everybody understands that. All right. This and if they're playing dumb to their demise. Okay. You playing dumb to their demise. But let me see something. Hold on. Pooh Blue. You got a lot to say in the chat room, Pooh Blue. Where's your lineage from?
From New York.
Where's your family from?
America, down south, South Carolina.
Your family is from America, so you're a foundational Black American.
I would never claim myself that, but I'm Black American, yes.
Why would you never claim that?
Because I don't support FBA in this movement.
What FBA is a lineage, not a movement. Okay, there
It's
is
both.
people who are a part of a movement who are FBA, but FBA is a lineage. So
It's
are you
both.
denying being a part of the lineage?
No, I said I deny supporting the group, the advocacy. I don't support FBA.
What group?
FBA, Foundational Black Americans, and I don't support ADOS either.
That's probably not. It's probably because you're not that. But okay.
Can I say this to
So
her
now I'm not
after
Black
since she
American?
is from
Okay,
New
that's
York? Hold on,
fine.
hold on, hold on, hold on, ma'am. Hold on, hold on. So since you're in New York, right, the racial classification for foundational Black Americans on the New York State Census will now be American Negro descendant / foundational Black Americans. You can't get rid of us, ma'am. We're not a group. We're a lineage, and we will be identified as such. Now, do you have any immigration in your background?
I'm not asking. No, I don't. And I'm not asking for you guys to be
Okay,
erased.
thank you.
I support the lineage, right? Like I think that people should be proud to be Black American, but I think that the way that FBA is advocated for is very problematic. It's rooted in anti-Blackness. You guys uphold white supremacist rhetoric, and you guys do uphold xenophobia, right? So if we just simply look at how the conversation has been had here, right? If this was just about like Black American and its resilience and how people have been fighting back against like white supremacist structures in America, specifically from chattel slavery, sure. However, like the conversation that has been had, oh, it's very elitist, right? Everybody wants to be Black American. Black American is better. Somebody in the comments said to the host, oh, they think the host is handsome. So they don't understand why they're calling him African. I was like, oh, so you think Africans are ugly? No, that's a problem, right? Now we're
No,
going
they said
down
that they
muddy
would call
waters.
him African because
Also,
he's handsome. I saw that comment, actually. You read that
no,
wrong.
you should read it again, right?
No, you should read it again. I read it the first time.
All right, slow down, braids.
No,
Cool.
baby,
So
you
even
slow
we
down,
just
big
look
flat
at
bitch. That's what your bio, right? Ain't your bio say big black bitch? So
yes,
maybe I
it
should refer to
does.
you as that big black
Relax,
bitch. That's your name,
calm
right? That's what's in
down.
your bio,
Yes,
right?
ma'am. Relax.
Okay, so how about you relax and
Calm
reel it in a bit?
down.
Because I don't even
Calm
think you FBA. I
down.
think you Italian. You sound Caribbean.
Oh my
Let's just get it
God.
straight off the rip. I don't even believe shit coming out your mouth. So
You don't
please.
have to. Black
Hey,
American, can I
yo,
finish
can
speaking?
I ask a
So let me
Accent.
let
Hold
me
on.
Here's the
Hey,
say
Talking
hey.
about slowing
accent.
down, but this is right.
Everybody
Damn.
First,
can't
I
okay,
talk
can't
at the
wait,
same
wait,
time.
wait. I
Relax.
got it. Hold on, Pooh.
Damn. Y'all gotta
So
relax.
you said 1 minute. I need you to listen to
I was
understand, right?
talking and she started popping
Okay,
off.
hold on. Right. So I'm trying to reset the energy so that we don't keep cussing at each other. Because then I would have to drop you. She's a co-host, ma'am. I'm trying to get you to a place of understanding and tolerance so that you don't go on another panel. Because what you're saying is kind of disparaging to us. So. You don't
Oh
agree
God.
with, hold on. So foundational Black Americans are in a group. I explained that. We're reclassified people, right? So if you really do your genealogy, you'll see the way your ancestors were reclassified. Black is the final reclassification before they instituted African American, which not all of us agree with. So black fits us. Black actually honors like the Black liberation movements, Black Panther Party, stuff like that. So foundational Black Americans built this country, especially New York, even though it's Pleasantville now, right? And you know what, ma'am?
I didn't
So
disagree.
yeah, she know that. She's a
no,
fucking
no,
I
no.
troll.
So
didn't
hold
disagree
on,
with
hold
that,
on.
ma'am.
Hold
Trolling, bro.
on. So
Fuck out of here. She's
the
trolling.
movement is delineation. And so that's what I
Uh-huh.
need us to hone in on, delineation.
Yeah, I didn't
Okay?
disagree with that. I
That's
think
what
you're not
so
listening.
you are disagreeing. You said that we're like xenophobic and stuff. And the
hey,
only reason why people would say that is for the simple fact that we're saying we're working on foundational Black
No, that's not
American
what I
needs.
said. And if y'all let me finish my sentence, this
Okay,
is
so
what I said.
I'm just
So I
okay, good.
specifically
So
said
let's clarify
verbatim. I
that.
said verbatim.
Brother.
I am not against Black Americans being proud Black American and advocating for what we've done as a lineage with resistance and resilience and white supremacy in America. What I specifically stated was that the way that FBAs advocate for Black Americans is problematic because you guys start to spew white supremacist rhetoric and xenophobia against other groups of Black people.
Like
That is
what?
the
What's the
issue.
rhetoric? What's the rhetoric?
Right.
Stop
So
there.
What's
even
the
Yeah.
like with
rhetoric?
the
Give an example.
yeah, if you let me finish speaking, like you have a
Well, get to the
habit.
point, because you got a whole lot
I
of
was
tether
if you
babble that
look.
ain't nobody trying to
Okay,
fucking
I'll
listen
let you
to. So
finish
what's the
because
point?
I don't want you
What's
to
the
be
rhetoric that you're
pop a
talking about
vessel. I'll let you
specifically?
finish. I don't want you to pop a vessel.
I'm not gonna pop a vessel, please. Trust me.
Right.
This
So the
ain't
comment
nothing.
that the person that was
This
up
ain't
here
nothing.
earlier, the comment that the person that was up here earlier, that was also FBA. He made the comment about deportation, right? When you make comments about deportation, that is problematic, right? Because we understand the concept of how deportation is advocated for, right? So when you talk about people that were forced to bring to this land, that this is not our land, by the way, right?
This is our land, actually.
No, girl, you were
Yes, we're
trolling.
native
It's
to this
okay.
land. I got family that's actually black natives, actually American natives,
Congratulations, right?
like
So again,
most
we're
black
still okay,
Americans.
even
We've
if
been
right,
here.
even if you're just making my argument even more, right? Because now you're talking about a group of people that came here and genocided your group of people and ethnic cleanse you guys and now labeled this America and now you're a proud American, right? So now you're advocating and being a
What?
part of. Let me finish.
We
Can
built
I
this
finish?
country. I have the right to
Can
call
I
myself an
fin-
American. What
you
are you
you built
talking
the
about?
country without consent. You built the country because y'all were forced to be chattel slaves.
And
That
Hello.
we're
don't mean
here,
you
and
didn't
that's
build
Yeah,
what
it.
I'm
we
not
That
do.
don't mean
negating
that
that.
Wait,
you
Can I
stop,
didn't
stop,
finish?
build it.
stop, stop,
Can I
stop, stop. She
finish?
said,
Can I
y'all,
You
wait,
just
wait,
finish?
stop, stop, stop.
separated.
Can
She
I
said, y'all,
finish?
wait,
she
wait, wait,
Can
finished.
stop,
I
Now
stop.
we
She
called
finish?
said,
that. We called it.
Like,
She
Because you're
said
not a
y'all.
cause
foundational
Can
like
black
I
other
American. That's
people
all
she
want
finish?
to
you.
said,
talk.
y'all
Lying.
built it. We
Oh.
caught you,
Lying.
ma'am. Hold on, ma'am.
Yeah,
Ma'am,
I
be
don't. I
quiet
don't
with
Lying.
your
Hold
identify
on.
tongue,
as
Everybody
right,
her.
can't
I
talk
ma'am?
don't.
at the
Fat
same
teeth. She's
time.
lying.
Everybody can't talk at the same time.
Yeah, can I finish? Like nobody else get cut off. I don't want y'all to be too antsy.
Because you a tether troll. I can tell, baby.
I hate
You're
that you think I'm
tether. You're
trolling. If
not
you
from
can't
here.
track, that's y'all problem.
No, you're not from here. The
All
fact
right,
that
let
you're
me
trying that
finish,
whole
braids.
immigration, that
Let
immigrant
me
thing, this whole
finish.
country is built off
Hey, I
immigrants
got
trying
a
Let
to say
me
that we're
finish.
not. We can't be deported. I'm gonna be able to speak on
I got a question.
I'm happy you
deportation because
can't.
I can't be
I'm
deported.
happy
Everybody
you
Okay,
can't
can't.
talk at the same time.
I'm
I'm
Y'all
not
happy
gonna be
start
you.
putting
deported
I'm
people out,
happy
I'm
anyway.
gonna
you
have to
can't be
drop
What
you.
you gonna
deported.
deport me
Look,
back
I
to
got a
Mississippi? You
question.
gonna deport me back
Okay,
to
well
the
now
I'm
you
South?
happy
gotta
you
go
can't
because
be
I kept telling
deported.
you.
Right.
We
So this is
can't
what
be
I'm.
deported.
Right. So you're actually doing exactly what I was referring to. Right. This idea that, oh, we can't be supported. You can't be deported
We
as like
can't.
this way of like congratulations, right? But as like this way that like, oh, like we're so much better than the American person. This is our
Okay,
only
hold on, hold on,
understand.
hold
Do
on,
you
hold on,
understand?
Nobody
hold
said we're
on.
better,
Oh
but
my, I
we have
can't.
a
Hold on.
claim to this
Hold
Coach,
land,
on,
can you
hold
unlike
on.
can you
other
I'm
tell
gonna
her let me
stop
finish the
her.
countries.
I'm
sentence?
gonna stop you.
They're
No,
not letting
boo.
me
I'm a,
finish the
I'm a
sentence.
mod.
You're definitely
I'm
better
a
than me. Damn
I
mod.
self.
can't finish
Hold
the
on.
Yeah.
sentence.
Hold on. All right. So I got where you're going. You don't like the way that we are supporting mass deportations of black
You
immigrants,
don't even know
correct?
why, because I can't finish a sentence.
You need to get
Okay.
to the
So
point.
I'm sorry you
Wrap
can't
it
right.
up.
crack. It's just
You're a
it's just
little
that you guys are
long-winded.
triggered.
Okay,
That's
go
why you
ahead,
Very.
keep
go
cutting
ahead.
me
Cause
off.
No,
I
hold
no,
on, hold
I'm
on,
not
hold on,
triggered. I'm not
hold on. Here's
triggered.
the
I
thing.
got a rebuttal for you, but I don't want you to
How are you
keep venturing
rebuttaling?
off into other
Why did I
points.
say
Here's
how are
first
you
off,
rebuttaling? What
here's
did
the
I say?
thing, ma'am. The only people who've been talking is the host, the co-host, and the mod. Okay, you've been taking a lot of time, ain't said shit yet.
Thank you.
Okay,
But
you've not made a
I
dude,
think you
these
point.
just
people
can't
been speaking
Okay,
for
comprehend.
and
That's all.
every time we try to ask you a question or ask for specificity, here you go talking over us. That's why the conversation's not going anywhere. When we talk, then you be quiet and you listen, and then we will let you speak. All right. So it's time for you to be quiet. BX has something to say, and then you're going to make a point finally.
So here's the thing. Here's what I'm gathering. You said we're not tracking, but you said that you didn't like the advocacy that we do for Black Americans because it borders xenophobia and the way that the previous panelists spoke about mass deportations. Here's my issue with everything. We are expected to care about these people who obviously broke the law, but in New York, the Caribbean never really stood in alliance with us. The Africans are pretty insular, and I'm gonna give you some examples, ma'am. So when we, there was Jim Crow North, and that's a time when our ancestors and elders couldn't buy homes in New York, or it would be said to bring the property level down. But the Caribbeans were given incentives to buy those homes, so they were incentivized over us. Okay, so they buy the homes, but when they were able to sell the homes, they only sold to their own, so they locked us out of home ownership, which therefore created a disparity between Afro-Caribbean home ownership and Black American home ownership, which still persists to today. Now, conveniently, CARICOM, hold on, like, because I'm being really nice. I'm being really
Huh?
nice about this, right? And my in-laws, I have in-laws and family members that may be of these other ethnic groups. So providing a very well balance here. I'm not opposed to having these people in our country, but what I'm opposed to is them sabotaging foundational Black Americans. And I'm trying to give you the history of that, ma'am. The people who were locking us out of home ownership were dubbed like the real estate cartels. This is coming out in our reparation meetings anyway, ma'am. So I'm not lying. It's documented. I'm telling
Yeah,
you how they
I don't know why you.
sabotaged us.
Yeah, I don't know why you
And then
brought that
all
up because
I
I feel
hear is
like.
a bunch of, yeah, because you're calling us xenophobic, but I'm telling you that these people
Yeah,
that
but
we want to
I don't
be,
disagree. I don't disagree with the statement, right?
ma'am.
I feel like the
I just
argument
want
that
to
you're
get
trying
it
to
out
bring.
because
Oh
you already put
God.
it out on the table. You put it out
Yeah, I
on the
did. So
table.
I again,
Okay,
you're not
okay. So you
really.
know what? You know what?
Hold on, hold
So
on.
I'm gonna continue
Thank God.
my
Oh,
conversation. She could
brother.
request back up. But so when y'all are looking at diverse places as New York and you're hearing people like me, Shavu, Nobody, Dr. No Jobs, all the people from New York who know the truth between Latinos, Caribbeans, the Africans, and whatever group is here, it's not that we're being contrarian. We know our history. And for her to expect us to care about people who are being deported over, she can't even listen to our history of how they snaked us. Because it's not like we didn't try with them. And it's not like we're still not going to try with them because I believe in tolerance, but I got to tell you my history. So therefore, you can tell me how we're going to work to right the wrongs that my ethnic group is faced with. Or y'all can all go home.
Now, she's proving our point, right? Because in other rooms, they'll sit up there and with their echo chambers, they'll say that we're spewing alt-right rhetoric and we're spewing xenophobia. and we're spewing lies and division and all of this stuff. And she's been talking. I have not heard a xenophobic thing we've said, an alt-right thing we've said, an anti-black thing we said. Can we be deported? No, that's not xenophobic. Just
Exactly.
like I can't go to Nigerians and say they can be deported from Nigeria. That's not xenophobic. I couldn't go to Jamaica and say, well, I can be deported and a Jamaican can be deported. Jamaicans can't be deported from Jamaica because that's where they're from. Just like Haitians can't be deported from Haiti because that's where they're from. Nigerians can't be deported from that. Do you get the picture? You can't be deported from your country of origin. That's what we're saying. This is our country of origin, and we can't be deported. All right. Now you'll listen in another room. She'll say, "Oh, that's xenophobic. That's xenophobic." It's the truth. And if they said it about themselves, they wouldn't say it's xenophobic. Just like Abby. Now, when they come up here and say the same shit, they don't say, "Well, that's xenophobic." But when we say it, when we stand on our soil, then it's xenophobic. All right. And then what's the alt-right talking point you have?
Man.
You
But
you
I
did
don't think
say
you.
we were
I don't think
alt-right.
you guys are. I did not say that. I don't think you guys
Okay.
are listening to me, right? So, I agree, right? People cannot be
Mm-hmm.
deported from their origin, even though it's happening right now in the Trump administration. But people cannot be deported from their nation of origin, right? I'm not disagreeing with that. What I'm
Okay.
saying, right, is that we understand that as Black Americans. Let me finish. We understand that as Black Americans in this country, right? We were
Uh-huh.
not considered to be Americans or to be considered citizens because they treated us like property. We recognize that. So part
Okay.
of Black resistance against the white supremacist system that currently exists was us advocating to get citizenship so that we could benefit from. Well, we don't still don't benefit from the system, but that so we could get certain things in consideration in the current system that exists. We
Mm-hmm.
recognize that. And the same rhetoric that they used against Black people prior to the 14th Amendment, even when it was instilled, they said that, oh, we need to go back to Africa. Oh, you need to be deported. Y'all aren't real Americans. We're not a reflection of America. All of these things are problematic and anti-Black, and they should have never said that to Black Americans. So what I'm saying is that when we're looking in 2025, right, and we're looking at people that are coming from the Caribbean, people that are coming from Africa, people that come from Latin America, and you guys are now using that same exact language and talking points against them, it is problematic, right? So when Z made the comment about, oh, we can't be deported, you could be deported, you're now repeating the same rhetoric
So
that they
what
were
should we
using.
say then? What
They
should we
hold
say?
on,
Okay,
let me
if that's
finish.
the
Let me
case,
finish. Can I
okay,
finish?
hold on, no,
Can
no,
I
no. I
finish?
got it, because I get it.
Can I
I get it. You
finish?
take a
Can I
long time.
finish?
I
Can
get
I
it. And we
finish?
do no, you can't. I
All
get
right.
it. So what should we say then? If we say if you acknowledge that we can't be deported and they can, should we not say that? Is that just a wrong thing to
No,
say?
you shouldn't say that as a point to like attack that person, right? Like if we're having the like even what
No,
BS
no,
brought
no,
up.
no.
Even
Nobody's
let me
saying that to
finish,
attack anyone.
bro.
Hold on, no,
You're
no,
asking me a
ma'am. Hold
question and you're not
on,
letting me finish.
ma'am.
Why?
No,
That's why
because
you're
I'm not. I am
confused.
the host, and I can't cut you off at any time.
So why
All
ask
right.
me a
I
question?
no. Hold.
Like
I'm not
what?
answering. You let me finish
I didn't
because
even answer the
no,
question.
ma'am. Be quiet. Okay? Because the truth of the matter is they can be deported. That is the truth. They've been telling us that deportation is our issue and is a problem we need to be involved in and we need to be concerned with. And we're saying it's not our concern because we are not going to be deported. It's been them talking about we need to be involved in the ICE protest and we need to be involved in anti-deportation movements because it quote unquote affects us. And we've been saying it actually does not affect us. All right. It doesn't affect us.
Again, I never push back on that point. The whole point that I
So
push
if
back on
if you
is
don't,
that if
then
we,
you don't
oh
have a
my
point to push back
God,
on at all then. Because you
you're
came
not
up here,
listening.
ma'am, you came
What did
up
I
here
say?
being, ma'am, you came up here with a lot of fucking
What did I
attitude.
say?
You came up here, yeah. First off, calling ZZ braids, cutting me off, cutting
She
BX
got
off. You
braids.
can't, no, you
Girl, you
tried
trying to be
to
funny.
throw
Get the fuck
shade,
out of here.
okay? Stop, all right? Because that's not her name. Her name's not braids, all right? You've been cutting me off. I'm the host who let you up. You've been cutting BX off. She's the mod. You've been sitting up there talking about FBA in the chat room for the longest time, all right?
Have.
Yes, you have. So
I said have.
yeah, all right. And now you
Yeah,
sit
but
up
the
there.
point is
The
you're
only
not
point,
tracking
stop.
what I'm
And I
saying.
want
That's
you
the
guys, I
issue.
want you guys to understand the whole we're xenophobic. The only point she has to make is that we're saying that we can't be deported. That's xenophobia. All right. She just like just Abby,
That's not
just
what I
like Abby.
said.
That
Like
that is what you
I
said.
said, oh my
That is
God.
what you
I
said. So
never said
that's
bringing.
enough of you. That's enough.
Thank
This is the
God.
point. This is
Potbelly
the
had to
point
go.
I wanted to make. This is the point I wanted to make. They will go in other rooms and say we're xenophobic. They will go in other rooms and say that we're a hate group. And then I say, okay, so what are we doing? Well, you guys said that you guys can't be deported. And I agree, but you guys shouldn't have to say it. That what? You agreed. We're not. She didn't say we were wrong, but she said
Go on
it's
mute,
mean.
Daryl,
It's
please.
mean to say. Okay. All
You
right.
sound like an alien.
All right
I
then.
got a question for those who viewed her bio. Was there a little flag by the Statue of Liberty? Was that a little flag there, a Caribbean flag? Maybe
We
she's
all heard her accent
bi-ethnic.
anyway.
I definitely heard a
Yeah, we
Caribbean
already
Yeah.
heard
Not
her
her
accent.
accent
accent.
anyway.
Oh
She's
my
It
definitely
was
God.
strong.
Caribbean.
It was strong when she first came up. She was trying to hide it as the
Yeah,
conversation went on,
Hide it.
but her accent was very thick when she
strong.
came
Yeah,
up.
you
So
can
if
hear it.
people don't agree with y'all, are they not
Thank
FBA no
you.
more? Are they
Thank
not
you for
African
y'all.
American?
Thank you to the ones who have been gifting. Saeed, can you lead with your ethnic group first?
All right,
Because
I'm
I'm
Black
familiar with you,
American.
but
I'm
everybody
also
else isn't.
Jamaican. I'm born in Texas. I'm 25. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's by ethnic, but he needs more to the Pan African side, Afro.
Okay.
Me and Saeed have had our conversation, so I'm going to let you go ahead and handle this.
So, what was your
So
question?
so essentially, like I heard that whole discourse, and I've been here for about an hour listening. And
Mm-hmm.
like I originally came in with the whole thing about FBA not being a group; it's a lineage. And
Mm-hmm.
this whole back and forth with that. Would you say all African Americans are FBAs?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, oh no, actually, no, I wouldn't say that because you have people like Myron Gaines, you have people like Obama, you have other people who classify even Elon Musk sometimes. You have people who were born in Africa who now classify as African American. So no, I wouldn't say that. I would say FBA is specific to our lineage. So no, every quote unquote African American is not an FBA because you have a lot of immigrants who claim to be African American.
All
No,
right,
hold
real quick,
on.
real
No,
quick,
now I
real
just
quick.
answered your question. That was your question, right?
No, one more. So, are all FBAs African American?
I just told you that's
No,
not.
no, no.
I
I asked
just
if
answered
all
that
African
question.
Americans are FBAs, but I'm asking you, are all FBAs now African American?
All FBAs are
We
FBAs.
semantics.
All FBAs are FBAs. Yes,
So, wouldn't that be a distinction from African American?
we are evolving from the term and we're being more specific.
You can say
So
one
that's
thing?
a
Hold
distinction.
on, dude. Damn.
Oh, real quick, real quick. So that I'm saying that's a
Y'all gonna
distinction
make me
from
lose my
African
patience.
American.
I'm not playing with y'all today. Stop doing that. Okay, go ahead.
So I'm saying that's a distinction from African American.
Yeah.
So
It's
would that
a
not?
distinction. Yeah, it's a more distinct term from African American. Yeah.
So would that not be its own group?
No, no, that's a dumb question. No, it's not.
So if
Just
it's
like
if it's a
shut up, stop.
distinct,
Just like people of color, we used to be called people of color. Then they called you black. Then they called you an African American. Okay, it's not a different. People of color is not a different group than African American. People's terms of what they refer to themselves change. Okay, people's identity and the group identity, the ethnic identity changes over time. Yes, it does. And it's happened to us several times before.
so if there's a
Classification, but we're just reclassifying
okay.
ourselves, Saeed.
So if
That's
there's a
all it
group of
is.
black people who don't agree with the term FBA and they happen
No,
to
it's
share the
not.
same
No, it's
lineage,
not. You said it's a group of black people who don't agree with the
who
term
don't agree
FBA.
with the term FBA.
It's a group of black people who don't think that racism is real. All right. So what does that mean? It's a
And
group of,
so
it's
I'm just
always going to
saying,
be
there's groups of
it's
if
always going to be people who disagree.
so would
Everybody
it
in an
not be a
ethnic
group?
group is not going to agree on anything. There is not a single ethnic group that has ever existed that everybody agrees on something like a hive. We are
But
not
you
a
use the
hive.
term
We are not a
ethnic
group.
group,
We are not
ethnic
an
group.
organization. So no, you
You
don't
use
have
the
to
term
agree, but
though,
you still
ethnic
are
group.
Jamaicans
FBA.
are an
Ethnic
ethnic
group.
group.
It's a
I'm
group.
sorry,
That's what I'm
Afro.
On
saying.
No,
point, Saeed.
hold on. It's an ethnicity, right? And what you say is what's your ethnic group? Because the Jamaica, so let's take Jamaica, the one part of you. So from your island, right? When they say what's your ethnic group, what are they going to say if they're here in America? I'm Jamaican or Jamaican American. That's how we say. That's how we talk. But we're not a group in the sense that y'all want us to be a group. We're not. We're an ethnicity.
An ethnicity
Like, I
group.
don't know how hard
Why are
What
you
is an
so
you're
firm
ethnicity?
on
focusing
this?
on.
Okay,
Saeed,
let
what's
me
your
ask you a
turn?
question. What makes us, in your opinion? I want to hear you. I want to hear you. Nobody else. What is the difference between FBA and what you call African American? What is the difference?
Well, according to y'all,
No, 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 no,
African
no.
American.
According to you, tell us what you feel the difference is between
Oh,
African
okay.
American
According to
and
me, FBA is an insult to me. I feel like we don't have to tether ourselves onto a name that's just been invented for the past 5 years to
what is the
denominate ourselves from
difference?
culture.
What
That's
is
the
the
difference.
difference?
It's a new
Because
term. It's a new
you're not
term.
saying African American
So
is a group. You're
FBA,
saying FBA is a
from
group. So what is the difference? What
so
makes us
found.
not
It's
the
an
same
acronym. First off,
legitimate
it's an
term?
acronym. It's an acronym. First off, so foundational Black American, being, I guess, pre 1865. Is that what y'all go by, or
I'm
I don't
asking
know?
you. I'm asking you because
It's two different things.
He will come up here and say, "Oh, it's a group. It's a group. It's a group." So now I'm asking, okay, well, what's the difference then? And now he can't say anything.
Because you asked me what's the difference between the two, and I'm
Uh,
telling you that they're two different terms. That's it,
that's it.
and
Oh
that's pretty
my
much it.
God.
So if
Okay.
that's it,
What's
all
the
right,
difference?
all right, all right then.
So if you go
All
by two
right.
different terms, it's saying
If
that
it's two
definition.
different
Hey,
terms.
hey,
So
wait, hold
technically,
on,
so
hold
what
on.
you're saying
AA
is
being an African
African
American, being a
American
descendant of
and the
slaves in America.
legitimacy that African
FBA
American
is
has
a
had.
group.
It, it,
It's a
it's not
group. That's
okay.
what
So
I'm
do you?
saying.
Hold on, hold on,
So are
hold
you
on.
going to
No,
say?
It's
Saeed, you're
a
Are
group
you
wrong.
that
going to
came
say?
recently.
So is African American an ethnic group or not, or is just an organization? What are you saying?
Or organization. It's an
What is
ethnic group.
African
The
American? What
FBA
is African
is a
American?
literal organization. It's a
What
literal
is
group.
African American?
It's an ethnicity.
Okay, so if you're saying the only difference is just what it's called, so FBA is an ethnicity, right?
No, I'm not saying by what it's called. I'm saying FBA is a new term that came up in the past couple of years. So
Great.
they've established themselves as a different subsect of an
Okay,
ethnicity
hold
group,
on,
which is a group
hold
of other
on.
people who don't want to
Does
be
that
called
bother
African
you,
American.
Saeed? What's the issue? So it's a new term. Great, we got a new
No.
title. What is your
So
point?
that's my point. All this talk about things not being a group,
You're
but it's
bi-ethnic.
literally a group.
It's
Saeed,
a
let
Hold
me
So
group.
ask
on,
you a
that's all
hold
you
question.
have to
on.
Do
contribute.
you
That's
He's
all
think
you
trying
have
to
to
Everybody
finish
contribute.
it.
cannot start talking
if
at
it's
the
an
same time.
ethnic group, if
Saeed,
it's
can
an
I ask you a
ethnic
question?
group,
No, you
it's no,
can't.
no. If it's
Saeed,
an
can I ask you a
ethnic group,
question?
hold on, FBA. If it's
No,
an
no,
Nah,
ethnic
you
group,
because your
cannot.
argument is weak,
Stop
so let
doing
me ask you a
that.
question.
Okay? People cannot hear on the
Straight in.
playback if
One
everybody's
moment,
talking
y'all.
at the same time. Stop.
my point being is if it's an ethnic group and you guys are saying that the term is evolving, you guys would still be a group regardless.
No, no.
Yes, you guys would still be a group.
Okay, and what makes us different from the ethnicity? Because you're saying that African
If you want
American
to
is
go
not
by
a
your
group.
term or whatever, it still will be a group. That's what I'm
So
saying. Even if it's the
it's
same
a group.
thing, it's still a group.
Because it's new, it's a group. It's
It's
a new
still a
term,
group
it's a
because
group.
you called African Americans a group.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. Play back. Oh man, you did not say ethnic group.
You said ethnic group.
He
Actually,
said ethnic group.
And
He
funny.
said
Hold
ethnic
on,
you
group.
hold
said
on, hold
ethnic
on,
group.
hold on.
You can put group on
Seriously,
everything.
seriously. Saeed, hold on, y'all. Saeed, you have more common sense than this, sir. You do.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
please stop trolling because you're borderline trolling right now.
Yeah.
African American, Black American, and now foundational Black Americans can be used interchangeably, sir. So it doesn't matter. We're not a group in the form that y'all are trying to make it to be, such as an organization, right? So since we are a reclassified people, we are telling the government and everyone else, you cannot reclassify us. We choose to reclassify ourselves. And foundational Black Americans is true to who our ancestors are, who their descendants are, and who we are. We are the Black people who were here during 1863 to 1865. We built this foundation. When you went to the date of, you said 1800s or something, FBA acknowledges when the Spanish came in 1526. That's the start date because they brought some Africans with them. So what you're probably thinking is that we just hate everybody and we hate Africa and we don't want to get along with everybody. But you're not listening to my voice when I tell you what the Caribbean has been doing, what Africans have been doing. You want us to just understand your point and trying to label us a hate group. And I ain't here for it. We are
You're trying to get us
preserving
to
our
slip up. You're trying to
history.
get us to slip up and acknowledge
Yeah.
that FBA is not an ethnicity.
It's all
He
good.
keeps getting a call. All right, are you finished, sir? Well, I'm finished. I'm gonna go on mute.
He's
And
done.
Yeah,
whoever
he's a
told me to
troll.
shut up,
He's a troll.
okay, Uncle
And I'm
Frank could
letting
go
these
too.
people come up here, and I know it's frustrating, but I'm letting these people come up here just to prove what we're saying. Okay, we're not disrespecting nobody's ethnicity or anything like that. They're coming up here, and we got crazy tether fatigue in the last hour or so. Okay, tether fatigue is just out the window right now. It's just crazy
Yeah.
because we're doing this, sacrificing our damn sanity, proving a point. All right, they're coming up here not making any legitimate argument. Okay, trying to get us to slip up. Oh, it's a group, or y'all being mean. Well, you're not wrong. Nobody has proven that we've been wrong since at all. Okay, they've been coming up here with attitudes and all of this. They ain't proven that we're wrong at all whatsoever. Okay, but we're gonna move on. We have a lot of other people to
Who was next? BX. Basically.
Hello, how you doing, everybody?
Oh, actually, it was that Mrs. Was she there?
yeah, it wasn't
Yes, to go
Hello.
before me.
Huh.
I
no,
was
I think Darrell was next.
Yes, I was next. Thank you, brother. And I was just want to point out the girl who claimed to be FBA at the beginning. When she was talking about slavery and labor, she said y'all. But when we should talk about what we built, she was saying us. Did y'all notice that? And that's the problem. I was just in another live. They love to do that. They're talking about our ancestors. And in that same live, they talking about Malcolm X and MLK was bowing down to African leaders. And that's the whole thing they want to do. They want to make us under them so they can put themselves up. Because like MLK is somebody great. So if he's bowing to you, that how great must you be? Right? And this is why they're so upset with delineation. Listen, brothers and sisters, I don't know if you ever seen, brother, you ever seen Naruto before? You? Afro
Yeah.
Do you remember when Pain was fighting Donzo, was the dude with the salamander, and then he had to get the ghetto statue to win? Do you know what our ghetto statue? You know what our ghetto statue is, bro? Is that European ancestry? Because our genetic architecture is completely distinct from theirs. I don't know why they keep on talking about our ancestors. Listen, I'm not here to talk about if we have native black. That doesn't matter to me. What the fact genetically is that our genetic architecture is distinct from Africans, and it can't be found in Africa. It can only be found in America. And if you look at the definition of indigenous, according to the the Oxford Language Dictionary, it's originating. So we don't that this is where our genome originates at, and it didn't originate from anything. It's like calling us African. One is disrespectful to our African ancestors, and then two is completely nullifying what the Europeans did. We didn't get these quarter European by accident. Like our ancestors went through a lot, and I feel like these people are just here to. It's like a leechy type of mentality. They don't care about anything we have to do. They don't care about anything that we had to say. Because think about this: if they were really for us, let's just say being xenophobic to them is what made Black Americans come together. Would they sacrifice themselves for us? Right? Why do you think people not liking you is somehow usurps us coming together? Listen, if that has to happen on your behalf, you should be thankful. Truly, but it's not what we're doing. But I'm just saying, these people just seem to have this misunderstanding of what a relationship truly is. Their idea is take some more, disrespect y'all, and thank the white tea people. I was on a live. This woman named Key from the Congo. They were thinking, they're like, we need to thank the white tea man for coming over here. And I just can only think about our ancestors, bro, who became strange fruit to fight for these people, for them to come over here and get. It's so disgusting, brother. This is the thing we have to remember. I'm about to land with this. We're wrestling not against flesh and blood. These are the same demonic spirits that possess the white tea people. That's why they have these same talking points. They never listen to what we say. They're gonna continue to lie because their leader is the father of lies, bro.
Mm-hmm. It's sad. It is sad. It is disrespectful. Okay, our genetic makeup is very unique. We have a very unique and distinct genetic makeup here in this country as foundational Black Americans. The science proves that.
No, we
Okay,
don't.
if you take our DNA, be quiet. If you take our DNA and
The
you
science
compare this
doesn't
to
prove that.
somebody, the first off, you need to be quiet. I'm gonna let you speak. I'm gonna let you go. If you take my DNA, if you take ZZ's DNA, BX's DNA, Foundational's DNA, your DNA, and you compare that to DNA of somebody in Africa right now, you can tell the difference. All right. It's so much so that archaeologists is able to tell the difference almost based off of, in a lot of cases, our skeleton in skull structure is different in many cases. All right. Just like in Africa, their DNA is not the same. You have different DNA and skull structure and skeletal structures in different countries in Africa. Okay, they are not all genetically, even though they're all Black, they're not all genetically the same in Africa. Okay, I'm talking about people who've never immigrated out. Okay, so you'll have different people from Ethiopia and their DNA is going to be different from somebody in South Africa, whose DNA is going to be different from somebody in Sudan, whose DNA is going to be different from somebody in Morocco. All right, just like those people's DNA is going to be different from a Jamaican's DNA, and their DNA is going to be different from a Haitian's DNA. It's only when it comes to foundational Black Americans do people try to reconfigure how the science work. Do you understand? No, the science is going to stay the same. It's going to stay stagnant. We're going to use the same science, the same math, and the same history. We are different people, all right? And you guys know that. You guys are being disingenuous because you want us to put ourselves in the same pot as immigrants that you guys are here. We are not immigrants here. And you guys want us to ideologically view ourselves that way. And that's just not happening. We don't see ourselves as immigrants like you guys need us to. You need us to see ourselves as immigrants. And that's your problem. That's why y'all fighting with the whole pretending thing and all of that, because you need us to view ourselves as immigrants because it's beneficial to you all. But we're not. And that's just the truth. But thank you. Let me say something. ZZ, did you have something you want to say? And then we'll get to ancestral healing.
No, you can go. You can go to the
Okay.
next one.
Ancestral healing, you got it.
Body.
We're good. We're good. A little frustrating in the beginning, but I think we.
I see. I see.
Hi,
Hi, BX.
Ancestral.
Hey. So
Hey.
listen, I want to say something. When the girl was on, when she was saying that she's from South Carolina, and I saw your faces, was like, huh, what's that? So I know you guys are probably thinking, oh, she's Geechee. No, she's not. So what happened is when the Caribbeans come to the U.S., they put them on the chicken farms in South Carolina, and then they migrate to Florida or to New York after that. So that's why she said she from South Carolina, because she probably came here as a child, and her family probably was working on a chicken farm. So that's what I wanted to say. So when they say South Carolina, just remember the chicken farm, okay?
Never heard
So I,
that.
I already knew that play.
You.
Yeah. I could tell it was off immediately. I'm all like,
Yeah.
when she first came up, I'm like, okay, you're an immigrant. You're a descendant. We hear
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
We hear
yeah.
it. That was very obvious.
Yes, 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 yes. And then another thing too, I want to piggyback off of what Daryl was saying. I was on one of the Africans live, and they were saying things like, those Black Americans need to thank us for our ancestors selling them over there, because now they're over there doing well, and they owe us their lives. I was like, what in the world? I mean, they were serious. I was on there for 20 minutes. They were like saying, we need to thank them
Mm-hmm.
because our ancestors sold them and to over here, and we need to be kissing their butt because we got lucky. You know, I mean, that just blew my mind. I was just speechless. I didn't even usually I know what to say, but I didn't even know what to say.
Yeah. Damn.
That's
Yeah,
real
What I
unacceptable
really
mentality.
believe.
But they
Well,
won't be a
you
hate
know what
group.
I
They'll be
believe?
in the room. They won't be a hate group though.
Right.
Right. I believe that if they could have traded places with our ancestors and been the one in chains, they would have.
Yeah.
And
Man,
there's pictures of
It's horrible.
them now being in cotton farms or something, and I'm just like, really? Like
yes,
it's just too much. It's like
yes,
they made a bad business deal, and they see the return. You know who we are, and they're just kicking themselves in the rear end. But that's their business. That ain't
That's
yeah,
the
mine.
southern mentality for
Yeah.
sure.
yeah. But that's all.
Yeah.
I land my plane.
well, thank you. That's
Okay.
good information. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
chicken
and
farm,
see
South
and see they
Carolina.
know they always try to be deceptive of
Yes,
their immigrant background. They're trying to
yes,
hide their immigrant background. All right.
yes. All the time, all day, every day. That's what my mother say. All day, every day. All
Yep.
right, guys, take care.
Thank you.
Okay,
Let me
bye.
see. Let's get to missing POV. Oh, did I? What happened? That just
Mrs. Oh yeah, but she was supposed to go.
yeah. She
She brought.
just. Oh, okay.
Came
Well,
up to say that and then she left. So we're resetting the room. Everybody, when you come up, please go on mute until directed to speak. Leave with your race and ethnic group. We expect you to be honest. We do know our people. No matter if you live in close proximity to us, you are not us, and we could usually sniff that out. See how that works with the pool lady from New York, of all places. But if you look up by that Afro lease name and you see the orange heart, please click it and complete the daily mission. That helps keep him in the algorithm and also helps keep his rankings up and visible so others could come in. So if you hear somebody slip, not using TikTok friendly language, then do not comment fruit emojis. Do not comment TikTok shop. Just continuously like. So please like, share, and gift the host for the use of his platform. He is allowing y'all to use provide your perspective, but we will not tolerate disrespect and semantics. And I will stop y'all for clarity. Philly, please mute up, Philly. And so I think that's all for now. I don't believe that I have to do the African American / Black American.
yeah.
If I'm telling y'all and y'all used to me that we ain't the same, then you are not African American / Black American, nor could you identify as a foundational Black American. So you identify as your country of origin: Jamaican American, Haitian American, Trinidadian American, Nigerian American, Ghanaian American, Ethiopian American, so on and so forth. If you are a child of immigrants, both your parents come from the continent, but you were born here, you're a first generation, but you're still African in origin, okay? Also, Latinos, you are free to join the panel. We ask your race. You will be either white tea, mestizo, we kind of familiar with the term, or Afro Latino, Puerto Rican, Mexican, Dominican, Ecuadorian. All those places are not races. They are ethnicities. And I believe that covers it.
All
Just to
right. Thank
reset
you.
the room.
Thank you. Yeah, we
You're
got a lot of
welcome.
new people in here, so I appreciate that. But I want to hear from my good brother Foundational. What's up, bro? How you doing?
Peace, brother. How you doing? Hope all is well. I was just listening in. It was hilarious. To be honest with you, you had Saheed that tried to blend in. All of a sudden, he's Black American and Jamaican. All of a sudden, when he's been Jamaican this whole time, but we can kind of tell and knew he was kind of trying to cosplay just to have that point. A lot of them they try to now. That's the new thing is they try to say now they're half and half now. All of a sudden,
Mm-hmm.
to try to have credibility behind what they're saying, right? And that's what they're doing nowadays in 2025. So that's where he was throwing all this confusion in there, playing semantics, but we all know. See, the problem is a lot of them they don't have a pinpoint reason or thing they can say to make it seem like a hate group because there was nothing that no one ever did to anyone physically, right? It's not like they're war torn country where they're running and fleeing from, where people are getting unalive, people are getting right, they having their business getting torn down, like in Ghana, Nigerians are their business getting torn down right now as we speak. That's xenophobic, right? Last week we had the Earthsmen that just destroyed kids by the way, turned them to dust, literally, like on the floor, dust. All you see is dust and the skeleton. I was looking at the video. I'm like, why you got all that dust on the floor? Sweep that up. And I saw a skeleton on top of it. I said, oh snap, that's actually a. And he said this is a kid that got burnt from the Earthsman.
Oh
So
man.
these are real xenophobic things that's happening. These are real unalive that's happening in their country. So when they come here and say, "Nigga, you call me African booty scratcher," okay, those are middle school kids you still mad about 20 to 30 years later. Seek some therapy. I'll pay for therapy personally if you need it. No grown adult is calling you an African booty scratcher in 2025. And if they do call you an African booty scratcher, we will correct them collectively, like Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert Arenas said the Aki Aki tribe with the Sudanese team. He's not even black American, but we made sure we jumped in front of that because he's cosplaying, he's acting like us, and he's speaking in a mannerism that people would deem black American. So we jumped in front of that. We checked that. So if people still mad at middle school kids calling them African booty scratcher, which it wasn't about them, but they censored themselves. Everybody got called African booty scratcher. We got called before the 2000s. 85% of them came in the 2000s. We called ourselves African booty scratcher, and that's from a movie. And again, what that was the YT people put that in the movie to try to make it something bad to denigrate us, like we do with everything else. We switch it around and make it funny and laugh about it, like the N word and anything else. So this is what we do, right? And so they go with this thing of xenophobic. They don't know what xenophobic is, but they should know because they flee from their countries because of xenophobia. So that whole xenophobia, hate group, that's all gaslighting because they want you to use your global, they want to use your global acceptance, your global voice, and your global acknowledgement, right, from you claiming them. They don't want you delineating, right, because we have the ethnic currency. They don't have the ethnic currency, so they need us to be their voice to speak for them and wield our power and wield their voice. This is why a lot of them are claiming African American. They're not African American. They are American Africans. That's what they are. They don't get the right to claim what our ancestors fought for, whether that's fighting on the global scale with the Ethiopians when they saved the Ethiopians, right? They don't get to claim what our ancestors did when they fought against Leopold, the millions of dollars they sent to South Africa. They don't get to claim any of that, right? No, you're not going to just throw the code of African American and get the global currency. That's not how that works. You're going to be insert country American or American African, period. So that's what this is all about, right? And so I don't want to be too long with it, but I'm gonna say this: it's a reason why FBA, ADOS, American Indian, all of us are getting called a hate group or getting attacked on a day-to-day basis. The reason why is because we have an actual backbone, right? They love the black Americans that soft and sweet that want to kumbaya because these are ones they use to go out there to build the country they can't build themselves. This is the real problem. We say, hold on, we're gonna draw a line in the sand. We have self respect, self dignity, and self worth, and so we know how to draw a line in the sand, and that's the problem. Whether you ADOS, whether you FBA or American Indians, this is the real issue, and they don't like people with a backbone because we're gonna be U.S. centric, which means we're gonna focus on self. That's the problem. And I'll land on that. I don't want to be too long-winded, but that's what it is, to be honest with you.
Yeah. With that whole African booty scratcher thing, they keep trying to frame it as if there was some type of particular explicit hatred that they suffered or something that they suffered by us because of some type of built up resentment or hatred or something like that. Now, we can all, as adults, we can agree that kids can be very mean, and we can agree that people shouldn't bully anybody. We can agree on that. But nobody is going to say that I was picked on specifically because I was a black American. Everybody picked on everybody and everybody made fun of everybody. They're the ones who make it seem as if they were singled out. Nobody was singled out. Black Americans got made fun of. Y'all was saying we were slave babies. We didn't know where we came from. All of this stuff. I remember hearing stuff like that. Akata, all of this stuff. Let's not play like y'all wasn't saying anything. Let's not do that. Y'all make it seem like y'all came in trying to be all friendly and nice, and we just bullied y'all, calling y'all African booty scratchers out of nowhere. Everybody got made fun of. Y'all are the only ones who are justifying and using that as a rationale for your anti-FBA hatred as an adult. All right.
And they try to equate that. It's funny because they can only use that bullshit term, African Buddhist character, which I haven't heard in I don't know how long. I mean, I'm glad the brother said that yeah, I grew up in South Carolina, South and North Carolina, baby. I didn't even grow up with Latin immigrants. There was probably like, I can only remember probably like maybe a handful in each part of my schooling, like elementary, middle, and high school. Majority of the people I was around was foundational Black Americans. And we still called each other that seldomly when we did, because that was something that was very much dying out by the time I got to high school, middle school. That wasn't even really used. But the times that we did use it, it was used against other Black Americans. Like, what are we talking about? So they try to use that as some type of to equate that to Akata or to some of these other terms they have for us. And it's like, baby, we don't have that. I'm a grown ass woman. I still don't know any actual slurs for these other groups. I can't even say none. If I'm gonna go on you, I'm just going to say regular insults that I already know. I don't know anything specifically for your group. We're not even in other people's business. See, the thing is, they center us in their conversations. They center us in some of their cultures. They center us. But and vice versa, we don't do that. We're not worried about what's going on in Jamaica or their culture. We're not worried about what's going on in African culture in some of their countries. We had the conversations and the experiences are not the same. We've really not had a choice but to focus on us. And now that we're delineating and we're moving it to a higher scale of focusing on us, now it's a problem. Now it's, oh, well, no, y'all called us this and no, y'all are the same. And it's not. It has never been the same. The level of hatred, the level of vitriol has never been the same of that we've gotten from other groups that we've given out. It's never been the same.
Yep. You're 100% correct. Y'all make sure y'all tap the screen. Everybody, let's tap the screen. Let's get the likes up. If y'all can tap the screen, that'd be great.
Afro, I have to ask you, what is your time looking like? Are you going live on YouTube
Yeah,
tonight?
I am gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna go live at 7:00 my time. So I'm gonna say maybe we got a good like 25, maybe 30 minutes left.
Okay, so are
And
we?
that's and that, I
So then
think
we
that's
should
30
start putting them
minutes
on
is cap.
timer.
Okay.
Should we start putting them on timer?
Yeah, we
On
can
a
do that.
timer.
Yeah, we can do that because we
Okay.
got
All right. So
almost
who's
everybody
next?
that has Jacob.
Yeah.
Jacob, you've been having a lot to say, Jacob. So what's on your mind?
Yeah, I mean,
But
it's
first off,
y'all.
before you go, where are your people from? What's your ethnicity?
I'm from Jacksonville, Florida, bro.
Okay, what's your ethnicity?
I'm black. I don't like what you
What
mean.
is your
I'm from Jacksonville, Florida.
ethnicity? One last
I'm
time,
black. What
third
you talking
time.
about? I'm
What?
black. I'm black. I'm black American. Like, what are you talking about?
You're Black American. Where are
Yeah,
your people from?
I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. I just
Where
told
are
you
your
that.
people from? What country and nation are your people from?
We all from Jacksonville, Florida. What the fuck?
That is not a country.
Where's Jacksonville, Florida located in the United States?
Is Jacksonville, Florida a country? Yes or
No,
no?
it's located in the United States. So if
Okay,
you
so
say you from Jacksonville, Florida, what are you talking about?
what country did your people
The
immigrate to
United
America
States. I
from?
just said that.
They immigrated to the United States from the United
What are
States.
you
Where did they immigrate
What
from?
are you talking about?
Where
I'm
did
not
your
an
people?
immigrant. My
Why do
parents
y'all be
aren't
trying to
immigrants.
hide so much? Y'all was just proud. Why do y'all be trying to hide so much? Where did your people come from? They didn't
What are
come
you
from
talking
Jacksonville, Florida.
about? So everybody that you don't agree with is a
No, I'm
tether.
asking. Where did your
Hey,
people come from?
everybody that I everybody
Pro-
that I know, everybody that I know of in my family was born in the United States.
Okay, so you're a foundational Black American, is what you're saying.
I would never call myself that, but sure.
Anytime somebody say I would never call myself that, that's because they're not.
Yeah, red
No,
flag.
That's
no, it's
because they're
not.
not.
It's because I don't identify with America because it's a white supremacy settler
Because you're not
colonialist
from
state.
here. That's why you don't
No,
identify
it's
with
because it's a
America.
white settler colonialist state. That's why I don't identify with it. Why would I
Well, why
identify
don't
with
you
a
go
country that
home? Why don't
enslaved
you
my
go home to where
ancestors?
you're
What the
from?
fuck are you talking about?
Why don't you go
Why would I,
home to where you're from then?
bro? I just told you I was born on this continent. Everybody was born on this continent. I don't know what you're confused. Everybody that disagrees with you can't just be a tether.
No,
You're
okay.
just a
I'm not going to
cornball.
say everybody who disagrees, but I want you to understand the United States of America is actually a country, not a continent. A part of the continent, we're on North America. Also,
Right,
hold on, Canada is a part of North America, the North
right,
American continent, and Mexico is a part
right,
of the North American continent. So are you
right.
Mexican? Are you Latino?
I'm not. Do
Because there
what? What are you
are a
talking,
lot of Latinos in Florida right
bro?
now. There
So do
are a
you
lot of.
want? Do you? I'm from Jacksonville. You don't know shit about the United
I'm
States because
asking. I'm asking. I'm
In North
asking the
Florida, there's
question.
not a lot of you're not. There's not an upsurge of Latinos. I'm from
Yes, there
Jacksonville,
is.
Florida.
Yes, there
I'm from
is. Are you
Jacksonville, Florida.
insane? Yes,
There is
there
not,
is.
There, in North Florida, you're not seeing the levels of immigration that you're talking about when you're talking about Florida immigration. You're talking about Central
Okay,
and
that don't
Southern
mean your
Florida.
parents are from there, but I'm not gonna argue with you on that. Okay, let's put a cap on that. We all know what it is. We if you know, you know. But what did you have to say? What do you have to? You've been saying a lot in the chat room. So what do you have to say?
Yeah, I mean, y'all been saying a lot. Like I don't like. Yeah,
Okay,
y'all
so
been
what's
saying a
on your
lot of.
mind then? What's on your mind?
Yeah, I think one, first I'll start by saying why I would
Damn,
never
that happened.
identify with being a
Timer,
foundational.
and it kicked them
Oh,
to the
okay.
other side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like first of all, why I would never call myself a foundational Black American is because I would never identify with being American because America is a white settler colonialist state, and the only reason why Black bodies are on this continent is because of chattel slavery. So it's just very fucking weird to identify with your oppressor, and and
Which
and throughout our entire political like history, our struggle against white supremacy, we have never identified with being American. All the Black revolutionaries that I study, all the Black revolutionaries that put in work, identify with being Black. I identify Black people in the United States as an internal colony. They viewed the United States as an oppressive imperialistic force, like the Nick Angela Davis, Kwame Ture, Ella Baker, Malcolm X, like all of these people, France Fanon, all of these people, their analysis on the United States and how Black people relate to that was not being fucking foundationally Black American. That shit is nothing but fucking uh
Can I ask you a
white
question?
Watch
American
your language.
nationalism.
If you watch your language.
It okay, sure. It's nothing but white American nationalism masqueraded as being pro-Black, and it's nonsensical. Y'all up here making like 0 cents, like zero. Y'all are just up. We had somebody up
is
here talking about
Caribbean,
demons.
isn't he?
No,
You said what?
he got Haitian,
Kwame
but
Tor, what you said, Torre? Is that
Yeah, he's
who?
Trinidadian.
Kwame
Carmi?
Ture.
Right, right.
Now let me ask you a
Right.
Okay.
question. Hold on, let me ask you a question. Your time is pretty much up, and you've been talking before that. You know, there was a slave trade also in Jamaica. There was a slave trade in Haiti. There was a slave trade in all of the Caribbean. There was a slave trade in the Caribbean where they took people from Africa and they brought them to the Caribbean. Should a Jamaican not identify with being a Jamaican because Jamaica used to be a slave colony? Or a
But
Mexican not identify as being a Mexican because Spain ran
I
Mexico?
said,
Or I'm just asking,
yeah, you
just so
asking me.
I can understand where
I'm about to
exactly you're
answer.
coming from. Okay.
Those are not white settler colonialist states.
No,
Like
they are. Oh,
no,
no, they are. They still are.
not
No,
anymore. Not
no,
like
yes, they are. Yes, they
like
are.
for example,
Yes,
hold
they
on.
are. Just
Let me
because,
answer your
no,
question.
hold on,
For
no,
example, in
no, because
Haiti,
you told something that's incorrect.
no, I
Just
didn't.
because, no, you didn't. Yes, you did. Just because they don't live there and occupy that space, which they never occupied the Caribbean to the same percentage that they've
Exactly. That's
occupied.
what makes it different.
No, no,
That's what makes it
no, be
different.
quiet. Just because they never occupied that space in the same percentage that they've occupied the U.S. doesn't make them any less your colonial, doesn't make them
No,
any
yeah,
less
they are still
oppressed. It
they were
doesn't
still
make them stop.
colonized. I
No,
agree. They are
no,
still
sir,
colonized. I
no,
agree.
hold on. If they're still colonized and it's a
Right.
Western colonized land mass, right? Okay, we're gonna slow down. If they're still colonized, then are you going to say, because you're saying we shouldn't identify with being an American because
Right.
of racism? Okay, well, they deal with racism as well. So should they not identify with being a
Okay.
Jamaican?
Are you
Should they
gonna
not
allow me to answer
let
the
me
question?
let me finish my question. You don't want me to get my question
You
out. It's
asked
very
about
telling.
three
It's
times.
very telling. No, because you keep interrupting. If we shouldn't identify with being an American because, which is not what Malcolm said or Martin said, or not, nobody was actually making that point, by the way. But if you're saying that, and if we shouldn't identify with being an American because of racism, should a Jamaican, a Haitian, a Trinidadian, should they not identify with their countries because of racism? Because you can't say that they haven't gone through racism. You can't say they weren't former slaves the same argument that you're making that we should deny America for, you also have to say that they should deny their country for.
No, okay. Now can I answer the question? Or
Go
are you
ahead.
gonna
Go
just
ahead.
be? Yeah. So in all of those fucking countries,
Oh,
they
don't
literally
be mad. Don't be
they
mad.
had. I'm
Language,
not mad.
language,
What,
language.
bro?
Go
Nobody's
ahead.
mad.
Go
Like
ahead. But watch your
we
language.
supposed
We're on
okay. We
TikTok. Go
supposed to be
ahead.
we supposed to be foundationally black, but nobody know how black people talk. All of a sudden, now all of a sudden, I'm
But we're
mad.
on
Like
TikTok,
what
and
kind
we
of black
told
people
you
you been
like 3
around?
times to watch your language. Go ahead.
All right, okay. And I said okay, but what kind of black people you been around? Like what you talking
Black
about?
people who know how to watch their
Like
mouth.
what you talking
Go
about?
Don't
ahead.
Like
pivot. Don't pivot.
anyway, ain't nobody
There's
pivoting.
rules and
First of all, in
guidelines.
all,
You
first of all,
are.
first of
You're
all,
trying to center.
in
Go
in
ahead,
Haiti,
sir. Just watch
for
the
example, can
cuss
I answer a
words.
question? What the heck?
Watch
What in
the
the world?
cuss
Anyways,
words.
in Haiti, for example, they had a national liberation movement. But what I mean by that is the reason why Haiti is a country is because they literally had a revolution. So it is fundamentally different that a country that has identified people identifying with being Haitian in a country where they had a physical revolution versus in the United States where we are still being actively physically occupied. I agree that Haiti is still being colonized and face economic pressures from European countries 100%. But as when we start talking about physical occupation, we in the United States are still under that oppressive boot, and we have not overthrown that. So anytime you see red, white, and blue, anytime you see the United States of America, you're talking about a country that represents
Okay.
G-side, chattel slavery, and imperialism.
Okay.
It's
How
that
about
simple.
this? How about this?
It's that
I
simple.
will. I will. I will. Because I'm a nice person. Am I nice, y'all? If I'm nice, press the like button. I'm so nice. I'm just the nicest person. So I'm not. I'm gonna give you Haiti. Let's go to South Africa, who is still being physically colonized. Because if that's the standard now, then let's go to South Africa, where you have white tea people who are physically occupying South
Right.
African spaces and who are physically oppressing and subjugating them. Should the South Africans not identify with South Africa because of the colonial occupation of South Africa?
Now
Are we
you're
gonna?
now
Because I gave
now
you
we're
Haiti
making that.
now, and you
What are
said
you?
they had a
Okay,
revolution and they're not
listen.
being physically
And in
occupied.
South
So I'm
America, and
saying, are we gonna do the
in
same
South
thing?
Africa,
Hmm.
in South Africa, they also had liberation movements
No, I'm talking about today.
to
No, 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 no. I'm talking about today.
So that's
Today they're
so
still
we're
being
talking.
physically
Yeah,
occupied.
they're fun. They're you're talking about two fundamentally different countries. You're talking about a South Africa, which was a region, even though it wasn't called South Africa, which was already populated and dominated by black people. It was then colonized.
No, you're moving the goalposts.
And white to the degree that white people are still the minority in the United States.
No, no, you
What?
moving the
I'm
goalposts.
not
You
moving the
moving the
goalposts. You
Yeah,
picked
you
a
moving
goalposts.
the
different country.
goalpost on
What the
that one
fuck?
No, you moving the goalposts
for
You
because
sure.
it's
moved it.
not
You picked a
about. It's
different
not a.
country. That's
No,
not moving
no,
the goal.
no,
You
no,
moved the
no, no,
goalposts. The
no.
fuck?
Hold on. Be quiet, sir. Because the goalpost is that you said we shouldn't identify with America because of
Yes, South
racism.
Africa isn't a white settler colonial state.
Yeah, it is actually.
No, it's
They run
not.
everything there. They run
There
every.
were
They run,
Africans in
sir,
South
sir,
Africa
sir.
before they
That's why
came.
they're having a rebellion right
Listen,
now
there are
because
settlers
they
in
no, it
in
doesn't
South
matter.
Africa for
There were
sure.
people
There
on
are
this land,
settlers in
sir.
Africa.
Be
That doesn't
quiet,
make South
sir.
Africa a
Be
white settler
quiet.
colonial
Calm
state.
down. He's triggered as hell. Be quiet.
Because you're dumb as
Oh,
fuck. Like, what in the world?
calm
Yo,
down.
You're dumb
Calm
as
nigga ain't
fuck.
no
It's
down.
triggering.
damn.
Calm
You
down.
dead
Look,
right. It's
see how
triggering because you're
triggered
dumb
he
as
is.
fuck.
Triggered.
And that
He's
shit's
losing
annoying to
his
listen
mind,
to.
dude. There were people here before Columbus came here, but that didn't stop your
And
argument from
what
saying
happened?
that
And what happened?
America.
And what
Hold
happened?
on,
They
hold
genocided the
on,
fucking
hold on,
population. They didn't do
dude.
that in South
Calm
Africa, you
down.
Nimrod. What the
Calm
fuck?
down.
They didn't do
Calm
that in
down,
South Africa.
sir. The standard that you made is that America, we face racism. So because of our
I didn't
subjugation,
say we face racism. I said it's a white settler colonial state that's rooted in G-side and chattel slavery. What
okay,
the fuck are you talking about?
dude,
I
would
didn't
you
say, oh, it's
calm
because of racism,
down?
nigga. What the
Calm
fuck?
down, calm down. Because the same oppressors that run America are the same ones that ran the Caribbean and are the same ones that ran Mexico and are the same ones that currently run South Africa. But it's very interesting because you are
It's
moving.
different.
Hold
Yes, nigga,
on, no,
it's
no, no, no,
different.
no, 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 it's not. because
Yes,
you are
it's fundamental.
moving.
You're talking about two fundamentally
No,
different
no,
countries
no,
that have
no,
fundamentally
no. It's
different
not
racial relations. What
fundamentally
the fuck are you
different.
talking
It's
about?
not fundamentally different. If
It
you
is.
you need
It
to be
is.
quiet.
It is.
So you need
You're
to be
talking about a
quiet,
country
calm
dominated by a
down. I want
minority
y'all to see he's
population
crashing out.
versus a country
This man is
where we are the
ODing right
minority.
now. Be quiet, sir. We're having a mature adult
It's not mature.
conversation.
It's not mature because you're dumb. It's not.
Dude,
It's not
I
mature
didn't
just because you
insult him
talk
one time.
calm.
Notice I didn't
Just
insult him
because you
one
talk
time.
calm does not mean you're fucking smarter than me.
I
You're
did.
just a dumbass and you're talking
I
calm.
didn't. I
That shit
didn't
don't
stop
mean
him one
shit.
time. Notice he's crashing
Okay,
out.
he
Yeah, he
crashed.
sound projected
To
too.
protect the
Look at your,
integrity of
he
the
think you're
live,
smarter
I
than him.
dropped
That's what that
him.
was. He thinks you're smarter.
So here's the issue. He wants to say it's a white colonial, imperialist run country. We've always been outnumbered here, except we don't migrate out like these other nations that you want us to. You are allowing them to have their own autonomy, sir. A Haitian could say they're Haitian. A Jamaican could say they're Jamaican. A South African could say they're South African. But we can't say that we're American. Why? But we're the only ones that didn't run. We're not fleeing anywhere. We're fighting to make things better for all these black nations who homelands need help. And instead of bothering us, y'all should be focused on that. You're here complaining about America, but you ain't traveling to help those in peril in other places. You're not. So now we're looking at you like you're doing too much. Why you not suiting and booting up to go over there?
I'm gonna say something too. The thing about he talking about all of these people they never identified with. We're not identifying with being black. We are not saying that
All
we're
right.
not black people. That's not what we're saying. But we are American. That is the country we're from. That is the nation that we're from. That's the same thing that Martin Luther King was preaching. That's the same thing that Malcolm X was preaching, which is why they fought to change the way America operated because we are from here. They never fought for us all to have no mass exodus anywhere else. They didn't fight for that. They advocated for us here, reparations and things for us here. All right. So he was lying off that. I don't believe he's FBA. I don't believe that whatsoever because it took. Oh yeah, we're from Florida. I'm from Florida, and I'm all like, okay, where are your people from? Florida. I'm like, that's not a country. Like when it comes to stuff like that, I can already tell because if you can't say a place beyond Florida, then 9 times out of 10, because as FBA, we know where we're from, not just where we were born. We know where our people are from. We know multiple states. Oh, I'm from here, but my grandma's from Mississippi and my uncle's from Arkansas, and we know stuff like that. If you can, all of your family is from Florida. I don't know about that. No, that's a sign. That's a
Yeah.
sign you're an FBA.
And he was hella triggered. I was trying to let him work through his emotions, but I wanted to ask him if we're not going to identify as American, then what's the next best option? Because just black, the problem with us just identifying as black, which I don't have a problem with, we've been identifying as black all our lives. Anytime somebody asks me what I am, I've always said I'm black. You know what I'm saying? In reference to being a black American. And moreover, some of us was taught in our households. You know, my father was in the Nation of Islam, so that was definitely taught within my household, at least for a period of time when my parents were still together. That we, you know what I'm saying, we don't rock with America. We're not American. We are black. We da da da. So to that extent, but now we've come to a point that using just black it's too much of a blanket term for too many people. It's not distinctive enough for our group. So we're not going to say that we're American. Are we going to say we're Israelites? That's a religious take on things. But what are we going to say? There has to be something for us to be able to identify ourselves as a people. American is the only thing that makes sense. Putting foundational black Americans, to even be more specific for our group, is the only thing that makes sense. Even if you want to go along with the American Indian narrative. But even with that, you can't just say Indian. You can't just say Aboriginal. Where are you Aboriginal to? America. So American is it's kind of like there's no other option. You know, you can say that you're not Black American all you want if he really is if he's not if he's really a foundational Black American. But at the end of the day, when you put someone at census, when your lineage grows and they have somebody to look back on, they're going to say my great grandfather was from America. He's an American Indian. He's a foundational Black American. That's just the title of this land. So unless we're about to go about changing that, which I don't see many Negroes on. American is just it just is what it is. That's what we are. So yeah, that he just sounded a little crazy right there. I'm sorry. Black is not going to work. It's too many black people down populate the earth. So we black from where? It's
That's
just
kind
not
of what.
specific enough.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was gonna say. Like, I definitely don't think he was one of us. Because one thing about us, we have a certain way of talking. That whole we all black. You know, we talk. We're not a monolith. We don't all talk like that. You know, so we said that. That's kind of a thing that when people watch TV, they think that that's how we talk. So you can tell that somebody that's not like us, that's cosplaying or watch TV, and think that that's how we operate, right? Another thing is, you know, one thing we got to understand, the fact that somebody gets that mad about it, right? That's an issue. Because again, nobody's saying that us being American means we're siding with the white team and what the white team is doing in other places. We
Right.
say lineage to this land. That's what people. So we have lineage to the land and what our people did to this land and for this land and built this country up. This is what people are talking about. They're not talking about, well, we American, we sided with the white team, imperialistic. No, we're not saying that. That had nothing to do with us, right? And we against that, to be honest. As a matter of fact, we are the number one people against what's going on. We're the number one people that speak about what's going on. Matter of fact, we are the reason why people have the confidence they have now to speak about what's going on. We gave them the confidence they have now. We gave them how they speak in regards to. So when it comes down to people acting like we siding with the, we gotta stop playing games, right? We not talking about that. We talking about us, foot on ground. This land right here. This is our. Yeah, I don't care if you don't think you're indigenous to me. I'm American Indian. We classify as Black American, but even if you don't think you're indigenous to the United States of America, your people was here before the United States of America was created. Whether you have African lineage or whatever the case may be, you're indigenous to the United States of America. So your family folks been here for centuries on centuries on centuries. And one thing they try to do is take you away from that. So the moment they make you an immigrant is the moment they try to have you fight for their causes. Again, building countries they can't build themselves up. That's what it's all about. It's about co-opting you, blending in with you, and having you fight everybody and everybody else's causes except you focus on yourself. Sorry, we've been pouring out empty cups into other people for the last 65 years. Now it's time for us to be a little selfish and 65 years and pour into our own cup, and that's okay. And they have a problem with that. So that's just what it comes down to. They will be okay. We're gonna be our own. We're gonna focus on ourselves for the first time in 65 years. We're gonna be the emotional currency for the world, but we got to be the emotional currency for ourselves first. All right, and that's what they don't want. They don't want us to have a U.S. centric mindset and focus on home. They want us to be the puppet for them, and they want to pull the strings. We're not doing that. So I land on that. I love y'all. Peace a lot, Chaki. I'm heading out. Thank you so much, Afro Elite, for having me. ZZ, it was a pleasure. BX, always a great moderator, as always. Rest of the fan, you have a good one. And Afro, I want to commend you, brother, because your patience is next level of a saint. Because I would have dropped them a long time ago. But you have the patience of a saint. So I want to commend you because you're showing the standards of an American how to operate. So I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you.
For
And
real.
now I want to say something before we move on. That's a good brother foundation. Before we move on, because I do have a live on YouTube later on tonight, right? Notice that every single time we bring up these tethers, some of them are confirmed and some of them are suspected. Notice that the goalpost keeps moving around and the standard keeps moving around. I'm exposing that by letting them go ahead and talk. Notice too, right? uh, because we're not denying imperialistic oppression. We're not denying that whatsoever. But he said that there would be no black people here if it wasn't for slavery.
Right.
Incorrect. First off, incorrect. But
Exactly.
with that same argument, there would be no black people in Jamaica if it wasn't for slave trade. There would be no black people in Haiti if it wasn't for the slave trade. They also went through their own slavery. They also went through colonialism. They also are still going through, if not physically colonized, they're still politically colonized. Okay. America put sanctions on them and tell them what to do and be put sabotaging their country. They're politically colonized. Okay. So should, because of their current colonization, should they not identify with their nation? Oh, he doesn't want to go there with it.
Right.
Oh, now he doesn't want to go there with it. Now it's got to be physical. I said, okay, fine. I said, I will give you Haiti. Fine. Okay, well, now let's go to South Africa where they're physically still being colonized right now. Oh,
Yep.
that's different. Oh, you see how it's always different when it's somebody else. Do you see
Hmm.
that?
Yeah, and I think you really choked him. He wasn't expecting you to bring up that South African because he was choked. That's when he started tripping for real. He was choked up after that. It was a great point though, for sure. Because yeah, he was moving the goalposts, moving the goalposts for sure.
Yep. As you saying, this is how they do. This is how. Oh, they never identify with being American or whatever the case is. You're not gonna go to Jamaica and say that to them. You're not going. You wouldn't go to Jamaica and say they shouldn't identify with being Jamaican. You're not
Or
gonna
that
go
is,
to Haiti. You're
or
not gonna go to South. You ain't gonna go to nobody else with that rhetoric at all.
exactly. And try, you know what? I think that's what I'm like. He might have been a tether because that's definitely a tether talking point. To try to make it seem like we're only trying to identify as America. I mean, as Americans to be closer to YT America. And that's like again, that kind of goes back to even what BX said earlier. Like they would have traded. Some of them would have traded places with us because it's like y'all want to be in proximity. Y'all think you think that proximity to YT-ness is the goal, and that's not our goal. There's always been a black and a white America. Like let's just keep it a beam. When we refer to Foundation of Black Americans, we're specifically talking about Black America. We're not talking. We have no interest in integrated, which all of us we shit. I know me and you for sure definitely didn't talk about or critiques about integration. So
Yeah.
we don't have any. We have no interest in trying to be closer to YT America. But that for some of them, that's them projecting. They projected that on us
And
because
just
they.
to add to you, Z, like
Hold on. Oh, damn, my bad.
I want to say this to Afro Elite.
Yeah.
There's 4 people requesting, and after this, I do want to decompress so I can join your live later. So if we can start putting them on a
Yeah. So
timer, kind
yeah,
of
I
getting
was
them
just
in, getting them out.
see.
And
That's what she's the
we
mod.
got
That's
so
what she's
many
the mod.
pins in
She be on.
there.
To be honest, I was just thinking
Thank
that
you.
we do need to
We
put
have
people on the
so
timer.
many pins and topics, but I would like to ask if we could put a pin in this one too. Because I think for y'all may not have noticed it, but after I finished talking to Saeed or kind of, raising my voice at him, he was quiet for a little while. So I think he started processing it and then he went right back to the semantics of the word group. But I think that some people are being reached, even if it's not him, to see what's planted, and that may be the best that we could get. But we gotta plant the seed. So this is definitely a topic that I would like to
Oh
revisit
yeah.
because I don't like hearing hate group because of the implications behind it.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But we are gonna have to
and
kind
that's
of
propaganda.
hustle, speed up a little bit. Miss POV, you said you got something real quick, and then we're gonna get to Kwame.
Yes, thank you. FBA here. I've been in y'all panels and in your room. I come into a lot causing controversy because I don't like the tethers and I be pointing them out quick as soon as they come up. Homie was absolutely a half breed. I could tell by his tongue, and he's aligned with YT. But my point for FBA that is in this room, please educate the youth on our history and specifically this relationship that we have had for decades with the immigrant, please, because it's the 15 to 25-year-olds. Also, did you guys notice he was very young? Could you hear that he was young?
Yeah.
It's them. They're getting to them now. And they're the ones. I was in another live telling this King Vegeta. I know y'all familiar with him. Like, they're getting to them and they're the ones kicking up the xenophobic talk because they don't know that this isn't new. They think this is something that just appeared over COVID. I mean, CV-19, excuse me, TikTok. They think this is something that just appeared over CV-19 when we was locked in the house, or they think it just sprung up this year by the government. They do not know genuinely the history and the relationships we've had with immigration, deportation, and just the relationship that we have. So ages 15 to 25, because they will be the new voting demographic as well, 15 to 25 in the next 4 years. We need to educate them in our homes. Please start asking your little cousins, your whoever in the neighborhood. Please start asking them what they know if they are FBA, if they identify with FBA. Catch them up because they're trying to get to that group. They are younger. They have more energy to be wrong. Listen to what I'm saying. They got the time and energy to be wrong and make a mistake. So they're going to target them. We have to get to them first. And do that on your own time with one-to-one conversations. That was my point. You could drop me.
Thank you. This is why we're here doing what we're doing, because we are educating them and we're teaching people about who they are, who they really are. But thank you for that. Let's get to Kwame. I think you've been with us. I don't know.
Hello,
You
you
say
can
your race and ethnicity, and you got it.
Foundational Black American from New York by way of Lumberton, North Carolina.
All right.
Yo, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. This, like what we seen here, this only the tip of the iceberg. Like on TikTok, that's why I'm glad you and Z and individuals like y'all made y'all way to this platform because one is Tether Central. It's full of Democratic shills. It's one platform in particular. He has like a large following, and it's like they be in there by like it's like 800 of them. They be in there deep. I'm not gonna lie. They be letting me up, and I just be debunking them. But you gotta understand, these people don't care whether we're being like. They just have the intent on like it's just offish behavior. Like they intent on making us out to be a group, making it not to be a lineage. Like they don't have no common sense. Like they just push. They get offended when you debunk them. They call you stupid. They be like, oh, did you vote? Oh, you in a cult. Like they just say the same thing over and over. It don't matter how much sense you make or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate y'all for what y'all doing, and our age demographic, we important because like we really got to put on for this shit, especially over here, like on this platform, because they running rampant over here, bro. I ain't gonna lie, and I land there.
That's true. They out of control. They are out of control. So that's why we here. We got to be here because this is where we are needed. Appreciate you. Farquan, you got it. Farquan. Fuquan.
Yeah.
You got it.
Shaquan,
Going
you might have
once.
stepped away from the
Going
phone.
twice. Okay, well we're gonna move on then. We're gonna move to Rod Heads LLC.
Yeah, what's up, though, everybody? I
Hey,
just
how
want
you
to
doing?
say I appreciate y'all, ZZ, BX, Afro. Oh, I'm over here in Detroit, FBA, by way of Mobile, Alabama. Yeah, man, I just
Right now.
keep the movement going, man. Delineate, man. I'm in Detroit, Michigan, raising two sons, man. I got them sitting here listening to y'all too, man. I got an 8-year-old and a 3-year-old, man, and I'm just proud of us. You know, we deserve them reparations. It's disappointing what I see over there in California with Miss Bass. You know what I'm saying? I feel like she making her granddaddy Salvador real proud right now. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like, yeah, and I just want to hit on ZZ. You know, even if Black Americans are proud of being American, some of us fought and died in that army. I come from a family of army vets. You know what I'm saying? We've been doing this for a very long time. FBA, we the originals. Come on now, and I'm out with it.
Appreciate that, and that's very true. When you say we should deny our claim of being an American, that is stripping us away from a lot of what we've done and a lot of what our ancestors done as far as inventions, as far as fighting in the army, as far as fighting for the rights, the civil rights that everybody is coming over here benefiting from and that other countries are now copying. All right. And the standard as far as protesting and boycotting, people ain't nobody was boycotting nothing until we started showing that boycott works. Okay, nobody was doing that at all before the Montgomery bus boycott. Now everybody wants to boycott stuff. We set that global standard. All right, that's why you're seeing fists all over the time when they send up their protesting. Nobody was doing that before we was doing that. We set the standard. Now the globe is all following that standard. All right. So when you take us away from this country and say, no, we should all just be black. No, no, no. We did something very different here. We are very special here. We are very unique here. Our history is very unique, and you're not going to separate us from that. Let's get to Tia.
Yes, hi, good afternoon.
How you
Um,
doing?
I just wanted to actually make a comment. I've been, listening
I
to.
can't really hear you that well. It
Can you
sounds
hear
like
me
the
now?
wind. Okay, yeah.
Yes. I mostly just want to make a comment
I'm just saying that I make sure you don't change my accent. I'm from Jamaica. I was born in Jamaica, live in the United States. My child is born here, and he call herself.
I'm sorry. Are you outside or something? Because you were okay, and then it's I
No,
hear a lot of wind and stuff.
I'm indoor. I'm
Okay.
just saying that for Jamaican, because you talk about Jamaican a lot. So for a Jamaican descendant to come and say they're American, I don't think they should say they are American, because I told my daughter she's Jamaican, and I don't say the Caribbean because the Caribbean is not just Jamaica. So I told her you're Jamaican American, so she called herself American. And I am from Jamaica. I said I'm a Jamaican. I'm a citizen. I do not claim that from here because I know I was born in Jamaica. I know I'm a descendant from Africa because we all know we are descendants. So, like for Jamaican to say whether they're born here and say they're African American, I really don't agree with them to say that. But the only thing, like Jamaican is being put on the front page all the time. That's the only thing.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. I can't really hear that well, but I did pick up what you were saying. That as far as you and your daughter and your descendants, they're Jamaican. Okay, because that's where your lineage is. Okay, that's your ethnic group. Your ethnic group is not going to change even if you do immigrate to America. So they are Jamaican, and that's nothing bad. There's nothing wrong with being Jamaican or Haitian or Niger. It's nothing. That's not a bad. I'm not saying that's bad. That's not a bad thing. What's bad is that you're sitting up there. You have tethers who are cosplaying us and are trying to hide their background. I'm glad actually that you came out here and said that you're Jamaican. Okay, you're the first honest person I think we've had this whole afternoon. Because we've had to sit up there and dig and pry with everybody else. Yeah, just say where you from. Just say where you from. And that we are different. Okay? We're not going to denounce being American because we built it. Just like I would never ask you to denounce being Jamaican. I would never ask a Haitian to denounce Haiti or South African to denounce South. I would never ask them to denounce their nation. Even if there's corruption there. Okay, there's corruption here. We're not going to argue that. I will agree with what you're saying 100%. But don't ask me to denounce the nation my people built because it was built off of slavery or it was built with corruption or white supremacy. Because the same white supremacy that built this nation or made our people built the nation is the same one that made your people built that nation. But you don't want to denounce that. So don't ask us to do something you would never ask anybody else to do.
Uh, can I make a quick point real quick, brother? It'd be really quick.
Yeah, real quick, and then we'll start
Re-
wrapping
re-
stuff up.
no problem. Thank you for this space. First off, I find it funny that he says that we shouldn't claim America because it's imperialistic. But we go to Nigeria and see when they do courts, they put on imperialistic wigs. We see that literally, bro, the Shell Gas Company paid the Nigerian army to unalive its own citizens, and they sued them for that. So I don't understand how that's not a colonial power itself. How is the Congo not a colonial power? Didn't they enhance one group to unalive another group? Wasn't the government on one side? Let's talk about the Somali government, the same thing. So I don't understand how come our government is the only one set to this standard that they have to be perfect before someone can rep them when all these other people's governments are even worse.
Mm-hmm.
Even worse to their people. That's why I never understood that.
Yeah, the standard
And
just
one.
completely changes.
So actually, nobody is here, right? He's your mod, but on a different page. He needs this page modded because earlier today in King Vegeta's life, we had a rush from another group. So I reached out to nobody in 1985 to come in and just make sure the chat was calm because I didn't want to be up here like, oh God. So peace, Mert. So he's here, but he does need that page modded if you don't mind.
Okay.
He's fashionably late. I don't operate off of what they call
I just
black
got off
people
work. My
time.
bad, y'all. Salute,
Uh,
Afro.
I be early. Well, one time I did Afro. Sorry for that. But yeah, thank you. So you should be modded now. Nobody.
But yeah, we got to wrap things up kind of shortly though. So nobody, you can go ahead if you want to say something to the.
No, I just came up here to make sure the mod and everything was straight. Y'all go ahead and wrap up the conversation.
Okay, cool.
Y'all good.
All right then. Well, with that being said, I think we can. This has been a pretty good live, and we do need to pick up on this because I'm starting to see this a lot.
Yeah.
I'm seeing this a lot all over my timeline. You know, so this does need something because we need to counter the propaganda. We have to counter against that because Abby, the other ones I forgot, Abby, Jacob, the other ones, Pooh, whatever. They'll go. I'll upload this not on YouTube today. There's already another TikTok on YouTube today on the For the Culture channel. But I'll put this up tomorrow. This will be up there for tomorrow. Okay, so you can listen to the playback there. Okay, so we're countering their anti-FBA propaganda. Okay, so that's what we're doing here. Let me see. Miss POV, you got a question real quick?
Counter. Do you think the best way of going about it is to explain ourselves more or to just put out propaganda against everyone's oppressor, such as YT?
I mean, okay.
That might be more too complex for, because I know you closing down. Yeah, do you think that the best way to going about countering what we're seeing is to talk about ourselves more or to reshift the focus onto them and their actual oppressor? If that.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I think we're doing what we're doing. I think is working. Just talk about our lineage because this is not FBA is not like a group to attack anybody else. We're not doing this in spite of anybody else. All right. This is not a group in spite of Africa or the Caribbean or anybody else or to make fun of or belittle anybody else's thing. This is to uphold and uplift our lineage. And that's all we're doing. Now because we're doing that and we're focusing and centering our lineage, we have other people attacking. So when they attack, we can reverse their talking points because they want us to not center us being of American lineage because of America's, corrupt history. So when we get hit with that question, then we flip it back on them. But the thing is that we want people to have ethnic pride in themselves. That's my biggest thing. Is for us to understand our history, what we've done, what we've done, not just in America, but really in the world, what we've done for the whole world and how everybody in the world has benefited off of us. So it's just really about our pride and our lineage and our ethnicity. That's the main focus.
And honestly, we doing that as we are focusing on ourselves and talking about our lineage and culture. We actually are exposing what she said, exposing our open enemy or the oppressor everybody should be worrying about anyways, especially when we talk about foundation of Black American culture, because so much of our culture and our history is intertwined with the anti-Black racism we've dealt with, the oppression we've dealt with in this country. So it's kind of like what's the saying? You chewing gum and you walking at the same time. We knocking two birds out in one stone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. But Z, do you have any final comments?
Yeah, we definitely got to do this topic again. Yeah, that was for sure egregious. We got to do this topic again. Because I'm seeing a lot of the propaganda now too. It's popping up on my timeline. And I'm not feeling it. This is not a group. This isn't a cult. It's not an organization. So the fact that this is just another title for our lineage has to be known. And you know what? That's why I said a part of it comes with the game. If you ain't getting no pushback or no hateration, it's just that means you ain't making enough impact. So the fact that we are seeing the rise in anti-FBA propaganda, although it doesn't seem like it, it also it's really just more proof of the word is spreading. This is something that started from a grassroots level. Bro, want to talk about things getting paid from George Soros or whatever the hell. But this has really been pushed from a grassroots level. You're not seeing this like Black Lives Matter. He wanted to compare it to Black Lives Matter. You're not seeing this on banks and corporations, and nobody's using FBA outside of the grassroots the way we are, and that's because they're trying to suppress the term, and that's part of the reason why they have this anti-FBA propaganda, because they don't want the word getting spread. They don't want the title being used as much as we use it, but since we are using it on a regular basis and we are so heavy in delineating, it's a problem for them, but again, that comes with the game. So yeah, I'm all for doing this live again. We got to stay on FBA business, okay? And let me just say, quick mention, R.I.P. to Malcolm Jamal Warner, FBA brother, man. Y'all know he just passed. I just found out I forgot a lot. That's insane. So R.I.P. to our FBA. Now he with the ancestors, but R.I.P. to that brother.
Yeah. And my condolences to his family too. I mean, the way he went out was tragic.
Yeah, insane. Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, very sad.
I know his family going through a lot right now. They still got to go home. Now they got to make that's traumatic. Yeah. That's traumatic, and I wouldn't wish that on nobody. That's man, my condolences, honestly.
And he was a part of a staple in the FBA community, the Cosby Show. Everybody grew up watching the Cosby Show at some point in their life. So, yeah, he's very much Theo was a household name, or was for a long time. So yeah, shout out to that brother, man. It's the greatest.
Yeah, yes indeed. If you guys want to listen to the playback, you guys can go to For the Culture on YouTube. Go to YouTube, type in For the Culture, and you'll see this. You'll see all of our other TikTok playbacks. So we do these TikToks and then we put them on YouTube. So if you guys are coming in late, if you guys want to listen from start to finish again, or listen to another live that we've done in the past, you guys can go to For the Culture and then we put them all up there. All right. So you guys will be able to listen to the premiere of this tomorrow. All right. If you listen to this on YouTube, it's today. All right. So you guys got to go there. Also, me and ZZ both have our own individual channels, and the links to those are in our bio. So if you follow us and then you click our bios, you will find the links to our social media, our Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, mainly YouTube. Okay. Because I think that's where we both have our biggest platforms, right? So definitely go to YouTube. You can follow us individually, and then you can follow our own podcast on For the Culture. We do live physical podcasts, TikTok playbacks, all that stuff. For the Culture is popping. You guys got to go there. All right. And I appreciate every single last one of you all for your gifts, your likes, your support. This has been a great live. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. All right. Now, BX, I guess that'll be it. You can close us out.
Yes, I'm going to say thank you to everybody who came, who liked the live and gifted the host and the panelists. Shout out to Sean. He says he's FBA first time here. I think he really likes it. Be sure for Sean and those like Sean who's just visiting to follow the host so you can stay updated on the next TikTok lives, which leads me to this, Afro. When will be your next live on TikTok?
I could do one tomorrow, but it would have to be kind of before 7-ish. It would have to be before that time.
That's cool. I think I'm gonna go live tomorrow night, actually. So.
Yeah, it would be like it would be like around 3-ish, maybe 2, maybe 3 o'clock my time. So that'd be like 3 o'clock my time.
Okay. Also, I just seen somebody try to request, but I checked the queue every now and then throughout the live and seen they were sitting there all that time, right? So you had ample time. So be sure that you also follow the host so you could come back and give what you wanted to say today. This was a great live. We did have some rocky starts. For me, I'm getting frustrated because it's not rocket sciences. And so I want to point out this. Mm-hmm. There was a lady, we asked, what are you? She said that she was from, let's say, Kenya. But here she identifies as African American. And they said, well, what will you be when you go back to Kenya? Will you still be African American? She said, no, I'll be Kenyan. So that's, they know they're not us, and they know that here they still should identify as their country of origin. Also, Shadow Bear, who came on the panel, but it was kind of hectic, so he didn't get to speak. If he's listening or catches the replay, I want him to understand that he's saying, my oppressor is y'all liberator. And so this is the peak for y'all, but we know we can do better. And so that's why we get upset. And that applies to today. So I kind of want to spread that around. So do y'all get that? Like America is our oppressor, but to the Africans, the Caribbean nations, when they come here, they're liberated. They're not faced under the same government that was oppressing them in their nation. So America liberates these black immigrants and insensitizes them over us. But I know I'm frustrated. I'll keep it like this. Because I'm not only seeing community, the ways that they gentrify us out, and even 1% of black immigrants moving into our area will displace us and signal to whitey people to come in and gentrify even more. That in our government harming us, voting us down for reparations, anti-hate crime bills, saying they're going to take away Black History Month, and why do we have Juneteenth? But notice, when everybody's speaking against our reparations, nobody, not even us, is speaking against CARICOM, who was allowed to peacefully go to the UN, and some of us, I believe they're Pan-African, actually kind of assisted them with their claim against the Brits, if not mistaken. So it's a lot of unfairness to foundational black Americans. So we're not a hate group. We're just tired of being hated on. But we're vocal. And that's why our country is built up. That's why we're your loudest advocates. And that's why you're scared to lose us. Because the truth sounds like hate to those who no longer benefit from our silence or our ignorance of not knowing what's really going on. But we're here to tell you what's going on. So be sure to follow Afro and ZZ to keep you up to date on the latest events that pertains to the lineage. I land.
Thank you. Thank you, BX. Thank you, ZZ. Thank you, everybody listening. Appreciate you guys. Make sure y'all follow, okay? Because we handling our business and we standing 10 toes down on lineage business. So y'all better make sure y'all follow. All right.
Peace, love, light, and reparations, my foundational Black American family. And to all possible allies, we appreciate you. Those who get it, get it. Please spread the word to your people because we're practicing tolerance and not unity. We're working on us first. I land.